Yes.
Do you need a selfie stick? Yeah, look in that bag there at the bottom. There's a selfie stick. Selfie stick tripod. Hey, everybody, we're live. We're just handling some housekeeping here. So if you're watching and you're wondering why we're talking about selfie sticks and not talking about Tech Alley, just bear with us. We'll be with you in just a second. There is tech in the selfie stick, more than most people know. There is in that bag, there's a bracket for that, or should be if it's not in there. Yeah, so, well, our good friend Jonathan Starrett, good friend Jonathan Starrett, who's an actual real filmmaker, unlike the nonsense I'm doing here today.
Oh, it's legit.
Is helping us out today. He is working with Innovate Vegas and Tech Alley Henderson on making sure that their event gets broadcast both live and after the fact too, just like we do here with Tech Alley Downtown. It's great to have a teammate and a partner for the day. Dave Berlin's coming in over there. So why don't you go home and I can make sure everybody you brought here gets a ride, because you should not be walking on that leg right now, my friend.
No, we're good.
I am going to stand here for a minute, though.
Jonathan, if before you get recording, you would just check and see kind of how our video quality is doing on YouTube and how the sound quality is.
Tech Alley YouTube?
It's on the Tech Alley YouTube.
Cool.
It's on the the Leduc Leadership and Media Consultants. Yeah, big news. Did we talk about that last month? Change the name of my company to reflect the filmmaking stuff?
You did not.
Yeah, so now we are officially Leduc Leadership and Media. So now we're screwing around with two things.
Nice.
So in addition to being a fake tech reporter, so.
A fake tech reporter.
So, but I appreciate everybody putting up with me and telling me stuff to put on my fake tech reporter news show. So, Dave Berlin, how the heck are you? I think you have some news as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I should say it. I'm just kidding. No, I'm good. Exciting. I had a little bit of a slip and fall and an injury a couple of weeks ago, and this is really the first sort of outing that I've had outside of just going to physical therapy.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be in the daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you've had your outing, go back and rest that leg up.
Go rest it up. All right.
Rest it up. No more hero marine garbage.
No
rest.
No critical updates for me. Are you the stunt double? You're hopping in? All right.
He is going to hop in. No one could truly replace you, Dave. But yeah, no, I'm glad you did. It's always good to see you. While he's setting stuff up, I am going to go through the rundown of what's happening at Tech Alley. So welcome to Tech Alley. This is the third Saturday of the month in downtown Las Vegas, which means it's Tech Alley, which means we are hosting a large number of tech and entrepreneurship meetups at 3rd Street Vegas, our new location. We started here last month. This is the second month of 3rd Street Vegas. They've been gracious enough to host the event, and I believe they're going to keep doing it well into the future. So it's great to have this intersection of tech and the arts community here in downtown Las Vegas in order to bring folks together, talk tech, talk entrepreneurship, talk startups, talk investing, and we have a ton of that for you today. So if you are in Las Vegas and you're interested in tech, you are interested in tech startups, you are interested in drones, you are interested in crypto, you are interested in AI, you are interested in blockchain, you are interested in robotics, you are interested in entrepreneurship, you are interested in investing, you are interested in getting investment for your business, you have a business that supports any of those things, come on down to Tech Alley. We're at 3rd Street Vegas, weirdly enough on 3rd Street in downtown Las Vegas. Parking is free on the street today, so don't worry about the parking situation. There's a little bit of a parking lot under the facility as well, so if you get here and you time it right, you might get under the facility here. But there's plenty of street parking available for you. And so get on down here. If you are not in Vegas and you're coming to Vegas and you're interested in all of those tech type things, try to plan your trip for the third Saturday of the month. Come join us down here at Tech Alley. We love it when our folks from the Bay Area come to visit us, from LA come to visit us, Austin, Boulder, New York, Miami, North Carolina, and the Raleigh-Durham tech community there in Charlotte. And come on out if you're coming to Vegas and this interests you. Come on down for the third Saturday of the month. We would love to see you down here at Tech Alley. So shout out to 3rd Street Vegas for hosting us. Shout out to Taverna Costera, who is catering lunch. Everyone who comes to Tech Alley and registers gets a free lunch on Taverna Costera. Chef Chris always does a great job. It's always delicious. Are we good?
We're good.
Look good sounding? Yeah. Come on in. Go ahead and have a seat while you're getting settled.
We're really doing it.
We're really doing
We're
it.
really doing
We're
it.
really doing
I'm
it.
super stoked, man.
This is your first Tech Alley,
It's
right?
my first Tech Alley Vegas.
Thanks.
I've
That's
been,
true. You've been to
yeah.
Henderson, so
I've been diving deep into the Las Vegas or Tech Alley Henderson
Yeah.
scene. Shout out to all my Tech Alley Henderson people. How we doing?
Yeah.
But thanks for having me on.
My
and
pleasure. My pleasure.
me be
Thanks
a
for
part of it.
Thanks for helping us set up today. Thanks for bringing a critical filmmaker's eye to what we're doing here.
You know?
I'm trying to learn that industry myself.
You're doing
so-
great, man. I got to. I told you this at lunch, but I'll tell
Yeah.
you this publicly to the world. Like you really are one of the people crushing it. When coming out to Vegas and trying to examine the community out here. I saw you. I saw Mark Phelan. I saw
Yeah.
Dave Berlin.
That's great to
y'all,
hear.
y'all are crushing.
That's great to hear. I appreciate that, and I'm glad one, people are seeing this, and it's compelling enough that they're watching, and then to hear that I'm doing a great job, our team here is doing a great job, is icing on the cake. But the fact that people are watching and they continue to watch and they're finding it, that's really the most important thing to me. So before we dive into you,
Yeah.
since this is your first time here, I know you caught the announcements. At some point, we're gonna get to where we have all this set up, and I'm gonna be able to take this phone and a Rode microphone,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be able to go in there,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be able to capture the announcements for everyone. We're getting there. So yeah, here's what's coming up today. I told you about kind of broad brushstrokes. We always do the kickoff at 10 a.m. First round of meetups always starts at 11 here at Tech Alley downtown. Perennial favorite, Who's Got My Money with Kurt Walker. Kurt is an angel investor, has invested in a lot of businesses, exited some businesses, and gives our startup founders and our entrepreneurs in Las Vegas a lot of advice on how to get capital for your company. And that's not necessarily just equity investment. He's got a lot of other ideas, a lot of other ways you can gain capital for your business. So if that's something you're interested in, even if you don't have a tech startup, even if you're not interested in giving up equity for capital for your business, come down. Kurt's got a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and a lot of advice to share. So that's happening right now. Let's see what else. Innovation Essentials. I think they've actually changed the name of this since this email, but hosted by UNLV's Rachel Gomez. So innovation, how UNLV is helping foster innovation, different innovative things people are doing in the Valley. That's great.
Rachel was my SBDC advisor when I first started
Yeah.
here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She is
Yeah.
amazing, and she does a great job with that meetup here. The Las Vegas AI meetup hosted by Timothy May. He's awesome as well. And then First Robotics and Advanced Manufacturing Program. I'm hoping to get Rose and the young folks. I don't know if it's all young ladies this time or the young folks from the school on here talking about their new things. I didn't know they had a new thing. Rose came on here back in the fall when we were doing this at the other location and told us all about their robotics team and what they had coming up. We had a long conversation on here
Really impressive.
about, because I knew we had robotics teams at the school. I had no idea how really professional and how competitive it is. So
It's great to see.
it was pretty fantastic. And then Caleb Green, startup attorney, local attorney, helps, as part of his business as an attorney, he helps startups. So he comes in, he'll sit down and just kind of do like a coffee discussion with anyone who wants to get information and advice on as much as he can give when you're not really, we're not giving legal advice here. I don't know. I feel like we need to say that on the stream.
Yeah, I feel like you'll always have to say it now these days.
So then lunch will start at 12:15. As I said, lunch is on Taverna Costera. If you're registered for Tech Alley, so get down here and register. I believe they have it all set up digitally now to
I know,
register,
it's
which
nice,
is
right?
cool.
Yeah.
And then another crowd pleaser, demo time with Josh Stacy. We love getting Josh on the show here, and we love seeing demo time. That's one of the things that is I do miss. When I was first coming to Tech Alley, I went to a lot of the talks.
Right.
And then we started doing this almost 2 years ago. And now I hardly ever get to see the talks. I only get to see them if I watch them on YouTube after. And all the talks are recorded. So if we're telling you something that sounds good and you can't make it down here, later in the day or tomorrow, check out the Tech Alley YouTube channel. We're streaming live on that as well. So you may be seeing us on the Tech Alley channel. Check back. All of the talks will be recorded and on the Tech Alley
There's
channel.
nothing quite like in real life, though. I gotta say, it's nice that we have this online platform,
Yep.
but like the energy here is just so palpable. So
It's
if
an
you haven't-
event.
Yeah,
It's an event. People come. We got
Yeah.
people cheering. We got people clapping.
clapping.
We got people saying me first. I want to tell my announcement. It's
Mhm.
so also coming up at 1:15, the drone meetup with Victory. So Victory has a really rapidly growing drone company here in Vegas. So he knows what he's talking about, one from a tech drone perspective and the entrepreneurship and business side of it. User experience and product design, Abigail Otero. I've seen her at Tech Alley Henderson.
Yeah.
She's really great.
Yeah.
Then our good friend Eric Lacasse, who does SEO and AI stuff for my company, is how businesses get found today. So You may have heard SEO is dead. That's not exactly true, but as business owners, as entrepreneurs, we need to be thinking differently about how the world finds us and sees us online. And Eric Lacasse is going to help you out with that today. And then Adam Englander hosts the Las Vegas Python meetup. So if you're interested in learning Python or working with Python, come on down and see that. And then at 2:45, we got our third round of meetups, Sin City Programmers with Justin Otero and Josh Stacy. James Roop hosts the blockchain self-custody crypto meetup at the end of the day. That's always a crowd pleaser. Jackson Wright hosts social marketing. So just as things are changing with websites and search, things are changing with social as well as a result of AI. So come on down and learn about that. And then Andrew Prell is hosting esports, AI movie, and interactive concerts meetup. So, and that's a new one. So I don't know anything about that one.
I mean, it's like every day there's a new rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah, I love it.
Which is fun.
I
That's
love
a
it.
lineup, man. That's quite the lineup.
It's hard to beat.
Yeah, right.
Hard to beat. We're
Yeah.
here all day. We have 4 or 5. I mean, I remember when this was like 3 meetups each section of the
Yeah.
day. It's always been all day, and then we would usually have like a little party at the end.
Right.
And I think we're trying to bring those back because what they turned into was launch parties for different startups. When they hit a milestone in their startup, they Josh would like host a launch party for them. So
Right.
so many of the companies you've seen here today, they've had a launch party on the roof deck at Taverna Costera in the past, and I hope we can get back to that.
I think it's great because it's the interactiveness. It's like not just coming and listening to people speak. There's like people really bring a interactive element to what they're
Yeah,
talking about, which I appreciate.
Tech is great. Being able to do stuff from behind your computer is great, but being able to do stuff in person with other people is even better. And this is the first time you've heard this. I get to tell someone this for the first time.
Tell me,
You
tell
guys,
me.
you guys are all hearing this for probably like the millionth time, so you don't care. You might care. So one of the big challenges we've had in this community, we continue to have, but it's getting better, is people don't show up to each other's stuff, right? And to have a community, to have an ecosystem, you got to show up to each other's stuff, right? And so I call this the School of Rock theory of an ecosystem.
Okay.
So remember the movie School of Rock?
Sure.
Jack Black, bunch of kids, Battle of the Bands,
Yeah.
all that good
Yeah.
stuff, right? If you don't know it, go see it. There's this part of School of Rock where the main kid, the lead guitar player kid, is noodling around his guitar with another kid. And he's got like this sheet of paper, and they're just messing around. And Jack Black comes up and he grabs a sheet of paper. He's like, "What's this? What are you doing over here?" And the kid says, "Nothing. Give it back to me. It's stupid." And he's like, "No, what is this?" And he's like, "Nothing. It's just this stupid song I wrote." And Jack Black like kind of changes his attitude. He goes, "You wrote a song?" He's like, "Yeah, it's just this stupid song I wrote." He's like, "Oh, we got to play this." And the kid says, "You want to play my song?" He's like, "Dude, we're in a band. That's what we do. We play each other's songs." And to me, that's how an ecosystem works. We got to play each other's songs, right?
Yeah. No,
So-
I completely agree. I think that it's, there's all this, me before we kind of mentality. And I feel like if it is we before me, which is what these communities have been showing, there's really like power in the collaboration, and there's really power in two people or a group of people coming together. And I've made a lot of really great friends from this experience, and I've collaborated with a lot of people, and I think that there's just something special, and you can really only do that and by energizing yourself in front of other people and seeing what they are wanting others to play.
Yeah, and I don't even look as we before me. It's just got to be we and me,
Yeah.
right? Look, there are going to be moments I put my business and my projects ahead of everybody else, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to be here on Saturday, right?
Sure.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to be at your thing if I can be at your thing, right?
Right.
So it's,
What was the last thing that you had that someone came and supported you for?
besides this
Besi-
today?
Besides today, it feels like
I feel like I get a lot of support from the community. We get a lot of encouragement for this, and the Vegas startup scene. We started the Vegas startup scene, the Monday Rundown show, 9 months ago, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, and that's gotten a ton of support, right? And so that goes up on YouTube, and it only gets a few views on YouTube, but people are always telling me, I see it on LinkedIn, I see it on
Sure.
Insta, I see the clips you put up on Instagram, and that's how a lot of people are getting their news in the ecosystem, is because they're seeing these clips on, and people are showing up to other people's stuff
Yeah.
because they're seeing the clips on Instagram and YouTube, or Instagram and LinkedIn, in addition to watching the show on YouTube. So, the Vegas Startup Scene show gets a lot of stuff. What else have I done recently besides like doing this kind of stuff?
You get the Leduc leadership stuff.
I got the Leduc leadership stuff. A lot of that is just training stuff with different companies and different organizations. We're going back up. We are booked to go back up to Creech Air Force Base to do that with the Air Force
Oh, nice.
in April. So we'll be we'll be bringing that back, the managing conflict course, to the flight lead program there, hopefully on April 8th this year.
You're
So
everywhere all at once. I feel like
I'm trying to be.
It's how do you do it? Like, when do you go to sleep at night? What's your sleep
Uh,
schedule?
okay, yeah. So the daily routine. Let's start at bedtime because
Okay.
that's the easy way to start. I am usually in bed between 10 and 11.
Okay.
Now the TV's on, I'm
Sure.
goofing around on my phone, that kind of stuff. But I am typically asleep between 11 and 12.
Okay. All
That's
right.
that's it. Because I like to, when morning comes, I am usually up about 6.
Mm.
Unless I have somewhere I've got to be, then I'm up earlier, right? Because I have this morning routine. I like to get up, I like to have coffee, I like to read the paper, I like to have breakfast. But I don't like that to take till like 9 in the morning. So I get up at like 6. Right. So I get up, I do that, shower, do all that kind of stuff. Coffee, read the paper, have breakfast. Then usually I'm either out the door or sitting down in front of the computer by between 7:30 and 8.
Okay.
Great. And that's the non-negotiable.
Yeah.
In bed early enough to make sure that happens. Now,
Right.
like when we go up to do the Air Force thing in April, what'll happen is I need to be up there at 7:30
Yeah.
because we started to actually like to be up there like between 7 and 7:15. So I need to be out my door by 6:15, 6:30 to drive all the way up to Creech Air Force Base. So I'll get up at like 4 that day.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can do my morning routine. I can read the paper, have my coffee, have my breakfast. I don't feel rushed. I hate to feel rushed.
Yeah.
So
You're an early as on time kind of guy. Early as on
I
time,
am-
on time is late. Is that?
I am on time is on time.
Yeah, okay.
Early is courteous.
Uh,
And then if I am late, which sometimes happens because sometimes you get into a good conversation,
Sure.
an important conversation, or something important is happening. I learned this watching generals in the Air Force.
mm,
The really great generals are late all the time because their schedules are jam packed, and they're unless you're a 4-star general, even then you have to report to like the chief of staff and the secretary of the Air Force.
Sure.
And everybody's got a boss, even if you're an entrepreneur, right? Everybody's got a boss in some way. So I learned this. The good ones, the bad ones would just be late and be grumpy about it because they were late, and
Yeah.
right. The good ones would come in and go, I know I'm late. Here's why I'm late. I was having this important conversation about this thing that was really important. Here's why it's important to the big picture. Here's why it's important to you guys. And that would take like 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'd get into it. But from a leadership perspective, there are 2 things that are great about that. One, it shows the courtesy that you respect the people's time who've been waiting for you maybe for like 2 hours.
mm-hmm.
And literally I have waited for a general for like 2 hours because it's an important decision that has to get made that day. But it also gives you an idea of the strategic big picture of what that general's thinking about and what's important to that general and the Air Force and the bigger organization and like national security objectives as a whole.
Right. Right.
So that when I'm late, if there's stuff that I can share about why I'm late, and you
Yeah.
can't always, but I tell people, it's like I was having this really important conversation with Jonathan. We were having lunch. It was this really great conversation. And here's how it's going to move the ball forward on the projects we're all working on. Here's how it's going to be great for the community. And you got to meet Jonathan because he's going to be really great for you. So
Well, yeah,
So-
I love that. I mean, it's like, especially when that's the explanation.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't hate that.
yeah.
I don't hate that.
So that's what I've learned about being late is, sometimes being late. I hate being late. I get really stressed about it. But I have learned if it is inevitable, and it's for a really good reason,
Yeah.
right? And then there's the like sometimes you have a genuine emergency and the coffee meeting you were supposed to be at
Mm-hmm.
is not on your mind, and then
Right.
that's just hey, I'm sorry I missed that. We had a family emergency, right?
Got to get those AI agents to get started so that you can just push a button and be like, oh yeah, tell that person I'm running late.
I
Or,
do.
"Hey, yeah, oh, yeah,
I do
right."
need to get that going.
Yeah.
So have you incorporated AI agents and that kind of stuff? I mean, you are building AI.
Yeah, I'm
agents.
building
Your
them.
whole company is
The
AI
whole thing
agents,
I'm doing
right?
is like, I mean, I'm all about. So there's so many. I mean, I feel like, and by the way, on the routine thing, I just wanted to say like, there was the Jewel Fit, I think is the name of the company.
Yeah.
but that sounds amazing.
Friends of the show. Yeah.
I mean, that is. Have you done it yet?
I have not done it yet. I need to get down there. I did interview
We
James.
should go do a thing there.
We should. I did interview James for the Leader's Mindset, and the day we were doing it, I was recording another podcast the same day. I didn't have time to grab B-roll of me doing it that day.
Right.
That was a day where crazy stuff fell apart. Like we had tech issues, et cetera,
Sure,
in the
sure.
first podcast, which was a great episode. But I mean that.
If it's tech, if it's production always has. So you just
Yeah.
got to come prepared for like one curveball with it. But I really liked
Yeah.
that because like you said, like getting up and being ready to start
Yep.
the day at a certain time. That's always been my hardest
Yep.
bit is waking up, you go to the gym, right? And then it's like an hour at the gym, you come back, shower, protein shake. And it's like lunchtime by the time that you
Yeah,
like get done
I'm-
with that. So
and I'm very well. So I love my time at the gym because
Yeah.
like I can turn the brain off, I can turn a podcast on, and I can just absorb.
yeah,
I don't have to be thinking about things. So that's something I would have to reconcile with 2 50-minute workouts a week.
hey, if it does the
um,
job, I'm interested in it.
Yeah. So, but I'm hoping we get James on today because their new facility is open.
Right.
It's finally open. It's been a little while, but so he tells about it. But yes, I'd love to get down to the new facility and do it and capture some of it on camera.
I think it's amazing. But yeah, the agents in the AI world, I mean, the AI is taking over, man. I mean, it's undeniable. And I feel like my whole thing has been around context. So I think what they're doing with Joule and what a lot of people that I've spoken to here at Tech Alley, I mean, really are starting to get the idea and understand the importance of proper training for your AI, no matter what vertical, whether it's marketing or sales or lead generation, lead
Mhm.
reclamation. So I've been working on it for capturing lost leads. People
Mhm.
miss a phone call, right? And I call it speed to lead.
Yep.
So if you miss a phone call and you're losing money because of that, training the AI on your processes, your brand, your tone, and saving that $90,000 that people probably are missing out on because they're
Mhm.
missing all those calls. But there's so many.
Next time we're gonna
verticals.
put that table there.
Oh
so
right,
that I can see that stuff from here.
Yeah.
This is always a learning experience whenever we get into a new
I'm like,
location.
it's great I can see it.
Yeah,
right
you
here,
can
so
see it,
like,
which is
you look
great. So no,
Yeah.
I'm just checking to make sure we're still going. We're still live. We still got audio. That soundboard has gotten a little touchy over the last couple months. So with the power connections to USB-C, and that's not my favorite. So
well, hopefully,
So-
yeah. I mean, for as much tech advancements that we've made, there's still like a need for tape and cording up and
Yeah.
cord management.
oh, this is the first time we've ever taped stuff.
Oh,
we've
really?
done a
Okay.
bunch of cord management, but it was like normally people will help and like, hey, do you want me to tape this down? And I was like, you know what? I don't know if that's exactly where I want that, so
Right,
just
right.
leave it for now. And then we get doing it, but like I knew today, you were like, okay, he'll run it out and tape it in a way that if we have to move it, it'll be fine. So
It's looking crisp. But
Yeah.
yeah, I want there to be a day where we don't need any cords. It's just like little dongles, and it like all just wireless.
do you use Rode mics?
I do. I have used Rode mics. I'm more of a Shure guy.
Okay,
So,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, for this, Shure is
Yeah.
obviously what you want to be doing.
But
Shure.
Rode mics for
Shout out to Shure. You should sponsor us.
sponsor. Yes. money.
But Rode just released for their Wireless Pro and the Wireless Go 3s. I have Wireless Pros, I have Wireless Go 2s. For the Wireless Pros, now you can link your Wireless Pro transmitter
Through the
directly to
phone.
your phone with Bluetooth.
Amazing.
You don't even need a cable.
No-
you don't need
no
to hook a
little-
receiver
right.
and a cable to your phone. You can link the transmitter directly to the phone.
Amazing.
So, which is fantastic. I tried it, works great. What I have not tried yet is I have one of those Interview Pros.
Mm.
I have not tried that
Is
yet.
is it like an actual handheld?
It's like an interview mic. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
handheld interview mic, and that's also wireless. And that works great. But I'm gonna try. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna try to hook it to the app
yeah.
via Bluetooth as well.
It's I mean, especially with the AI kind of post production that you can do with audio. Like I mean, like I used to like planes or cars, and then you
Yep.
still want to be conscientious of all that. But like it's gotten really good to where I can like hear some like I had a dog barking in one of my shoots the other day,
Mhm.
and I was like, normally I would be like, "Oh, we have to like do something about that.
Yeah.
But I know now that there's ways to just eliminate it. It's kind of crazy.
It really is great how much the AI has helped out that world. And
What has been the biggest AI thing that you've seen this year, or like in the last year, that you're just like mind blown from? Like just
oh wow, there's so many little
I
things.
know, right?
My favorite one over the last year is Adobe Premiere now has AI auto color correct. So that saves you a ton of time
Yeah.
instead of dragging sliders around on color correction. What is the coolest AI thing? I went to CES this year.
Oh yeah.
And CES is always a lot of fun, but a lot of what we saw at CES this year was stuff we saw last year, but now just with AI. So what did I see that was cool with
I don't know
AI?
what videos I saw from CES. I didn't go to CES, but I saw a bunch of videos. I mean, a lot of the smart home stuff. I feel like
Yeah.
AI is. I haven't heard too much, at least here in the community, about the smart home kind of
Mhm.
realm. I have a smart home, and it was really I was using Home Assistant and
Okay.
programming that, but that was before AI.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really curious to see how the smart home infrastructure is elevated with just being able to plug in like a Gemini or a Claude. to
Yeah,
it.
I'm very interested in seeing that. I didn't see a lot of smart home stuff. I was very focused. I had a couple of there is a local robotics company called Rich Tech Robotics. They have a robot bartender at T-Mobile Arena for
Oh,
the
right.
Knights games, and then they also have in a bunch of other locations around the West Coast, around the world, actually. So I definitely wanted to get them because we never had an interview. We talked about setting up an interview, like a sit down leader's mindset
Sure.
interview about the company and the leadership of the company. And we're still talking about doing that, but I wanted to get them at CES. So they were like my first stop on CES day. And then I had a couple appointments that day scheduled with companies I'd interviewed last year to get their updates. And then it was just walking around.
The
Yeah.
void of
It's
Yeah.
so
It's so overwhelming.
insane. It's so
Yeah.
it's so overwhelming. It's so impressive. How they pack so much
until well, yeah.
into it's not a small space, but the amount of stuff they pack in there is
Well, I noticed
insane.
they did a lot with like the app and like giving people like the kind of that digital
Yep.
program that you can walk around and make it a little easier. But yeah, that's just how do you even try?
Yeah,
you know?
that they did have some AI in that. It worked okay. It usually required double checking against like the
actual-
expo booth list,
Right.
But yeah, it's there was a ton of great stuff. At CES.
Flip side of that question then is what do you wish there was an AI thing for? Like, what problem do you still feel like is not solved yet that maybe AI could?
It's
I
not
mean,
a
you're-
problem that AI is not solving now. It's a problem of presentation. And I've actually talked about it on here before with some other
Sure.
AI folks. What I, so like, if you're using Chat GPT, you can get like the codex up and you can talk to it and
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff, but you can't do it both at the same time.
You
Right.
mean like you can't code and talk to it at the
Right.
same
So what I want to be able to do, and if anybody who has an LLM is watching, what I want to be able to do, I want to like old Star Trek: The Next Generation, right?
Okay.
Where I'm looking at a screen and I'm talking to an AI,
Okay.
right? And so I'm saying, okay, I'm looking at the screen. Let's create a pitch deck for something.
Sure.
And right now, if you say, let's create a pitch deck, right, all you see on the screen is the little vibrating thing that you're talking to the AI.
Okay.
I don't care about that. I want to talk to the AI. I want to have the AI talk back to me, but I don't want the AI telling me its words that it's saying on the screen. I want it creating the pitch deck on the screen in front of me. Because
Right.
and right now that's what you can have. You can either be typing into an AI and seeing things get created, or you can be talking to an AI and then seeing the words the AI is saying back to you on the screen.
Have you played with Whisperflow yet?
Not yet.
Whisperflow, if you don't, it depends on if you don't want the AI to talk. If you don't care about it talking back to you, you just want to be able to speak, and then it does.
I
Right.
care less about it talking back to me than I can talk to it.
I'll send you the link to Whisperflow.
Whisperflow,
Not
okay.
a sponsor, but it should
Not
be.
yet.
No, it should be. But yeah, that's been the game changer because like I think that prompting is important. You have to like have a foundation of the prompt that you want to give, but
Mhm.
how we're talking right now, like it can understand if you're able to just like spit it out.
I have found since the Chat GPT 5.1 release, prompting, good, solid prompting is not as important as it was.
Right.
Having a conversation is actually working out pretty well. I do a lot of typing because it's just faster,
Mhm.
because I can see product coming up in front of me when I do it that way. Yeah, it's
been an evolution because like prompting you had like very specific structure to it, right? And even with the speaking, when I'm speaking to it, I'm learning a lot about it. It's not so much I used to be like, oh, why did you do this, or this was wrong, versus just telling it what you want it to do and like speaking it that way, because I think that's been the biggest, I guess one of the lessons I've learned with speaking is a little different.
Yeah, it's remembering better. I hate to
Yeah.
anthropomorphize it, but it's remembering better, and that is helping a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
the context, the memory.
Yeah, it doesn't forget like 3 instructions later what the big picture was, and
Mhm.
that's helped a ton.
Prompting becomes really important in the system instructions world.
Yes.
Right. So
Yep.
if you are working with like code, or you're working with an app that has like a knowledge bank or
Mhm.
some sort of back, those prompts and like the kind of protocols that
Mhm.
that agent or that AI will execute. That's I think where
Yep.
it really becomes important for specificity.
I use AI a lot for research and scripting things.
Mm.
So, and by scripting I mean like doing research on a topic and then like brainstorming topics, doing research on the topics, finding the references for those topics, and then generating a script for like an educational episode
Sure.
leadership for that. That's one of the applications. The other thing is like with the film stuff is like,
Mhm.
I don't know anything about the film industry, so I ask it a lot of questions like, how does a development deal work? What are the phases? Blah, 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 right? That kind of stuff. And it's getting a lot better at remembering. Sometimes I'll tell it, I'm going to say a bunch of stuff. Don't do anything.
Yeah.
Just tell me you absorbed this.
Right,
And it's
ingest
getting
it.
really good at that right now. It's like, okay, I'm ready.
Mhm.
Great. Now that I've told you all these things, here's my question.
I mean, it's unlocked, I think, for people. So, I mean, I'm not a developer. Like, I
Mhm.
wasn't a coder, and 3 years ago, and these tools have really unlocked, skill sets for
Yeah.
me and for a lot of
Yeah.
people out there that are watching that have like tried to play with this and have kind of seen, oh wow, like this is approachable. It looks scary, but it's actually unlocking skill sets for people that, like learning film and learning
Mhm.
like just like the things that the general internet knowledge does have, consolidating that into
Yeah.
your specific use case.
It's great. If and I know there's still a lot of people who are a little afraid of it. Just go get one, ask it a couple questions. I think you will be satisfied.
Yeah, I really
And
think it's. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I think you'll be satisfied, and then you'll find other ways to use it. That was always the thing. Is people are like, I don't know how I'd use AI. Well, you have questions, right?
Right.
Just try it.
Yeah.
So, which models are you using right now?
Oh man, I gotta tell you, I feel like it's like I think of it like a dinner set, right? You have a
Mhm.
fork and a knife and a spoon,
Yep.
and like each one serves a different purpose for the meal you're about to consume.
Mhm.
But I have found that Gemini 3.1, they just came out with 3.1
Okay.
Pro. I'm so deep into anti-gravity right now.
Okay.
We're building websites. I built the Tech Alley Henderson website
Okay.
and page with that. I'm building full-fledged, contextually integrated agents with this because I can see my Finder, all my files on my computer that I
Yep.
give it access
Mhm.
to, and it's using that as kind of the knowledge bank. So I feel like the combination, and plus Gemini has the Nano Banana, which if
Yeah.
you guys have been to any of my live workshops, I'm a big fan of the Nano Banana and what you can do creatively with it. So I
Mhm.
feel like that's, Google's anti-gravity has kind of brought all those tools
Mhm.
together. So I'm big on that, but Claude Code is still my one true love when it comes to
When it comes to coding.
well, not even yes, coding still. I do kind of go back and forth on the code between Claude Code and Gemini because Gemini is
Mhm.
more design, where Claude Code's more like humanistic
Nuts
kind
and
of
bolts,
nuts
yeah.
and bolts. ChatGPT, I don't really use ChatGPT much anymore.
I am almost exclusively ChatGPT. I've done a little bit with Gemini maybe about 9 months ago.
Okay.
Did a little bit of Notebook LM stuff with
Notebook
that, which
LM
was
is
which I
real
thought was
cool.
really great. It's been on my list of things to do for a couple weeks now. I'm going to try to get to it this weekend. I'm gonna get connected up with Claude because I understand. Tell me if I have this wrong. Claude is really great at ingesting data sets
Mhm.
and then doing data analysis and
Mhm.
finding commonalities that may not be obvious.
Yeah.
And there are a number of things I'd like to pull from, like social media analytics, YouTube analytics, website analytics, all that kind of stuff.
Have you played with MCP at all? Model
Mm-mm.
Context Protocol?
No.
Okay, so so this is where it gets really crazy because you mentioned Notebook LM,
Yeah.
right? And so, you take something like Claude Code, right? Which is, got its own API and it's got its own login, right?
Mhm.
With Model Context Protocol, you can take something like Claude Code and you remember those back of those TVs that had the red, the yellow, and the white,
Yeah.
like little plugins, right?
Yeah, remember that when that was the peak of video
That was the
technology.
peak of video. Like, there was
if
the
you
problem.
if you want your video to look good, you got to get these 3 connectors, not this one connector.
Right. That's I kind of equate that to like if you played with N8N or Make those like vibe coding, the no code
Yep.
automation. MCP is like the USB-C.
Okay,
of
great.
this. So like you can put a Notebook LM MCP into your Claude Code,
Okay.
and they're talking to each other.
Yeah.
Now. So now it's like you're just expanding the world that you can like reach out to.
That's what's exciting to me, and that's some of my next exploration into AI is agents to do some of the creating some agents to do some of the, especially on the film production side,
Mhm.
right? Just automating some of that work. Agents, and then marrying those up with like custom GPTs and that's kind of the next thing as I get now that I'm kind of ahead of my workflow for
Yeah.
recording and editing episodes and that kind of stuff. I've got some time freed up for that. But yeah, so we haven't talked about. Let's talk about your
Okay,
business,
yeah,
right?
sure, let's
talk
talk about it,
about.
yeah.
We've talked.
I could talk to you for hours.
I
feel
know,
like
well,
we had like a 3-hour
and we did.
lunch
We had like
the other
3-hour
day.
lunch the other day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've talked all the way around your business, I think, a couple of times. But let's get into
Yeah,
that.
sure. Let's talk about it. What do you want to know?
Start at the beginning.
Man, I feel like I came from the film industry, right? And so COVID.
And you're still in the film
I'm still in
industry.
the film industry. I still have like a lot of love and passion for making films and telling stories. But COVID, kind of changed the game for me. I lived in LA. I had just started my own business, Social Alignment, with the business that I run now. But I had started it for social media management. Back in 2019, it was kind of the rise of you needed following, you needed people to be on your audience to be able to get cast, and I was also against that at first, but then I got that business and I was going strong with it. But then COVID happened, and that's all good. got into working with the company called EarthBreeze for about 5 years,
Mhm.
and after that time, I was like, you know what, I need to stop doing laundry detergent, and I'm in Vegas. I got this great, vibrant tech
Not
community here.
not that there's anything wrong with
No-
laundry
nothing.
detergent.
Oh, I in fact.
and you just shot a laundry detergent
Yeah,
ad, right?
I still shoot ads for EarthBreeze, so I'm still very much involved with. I love EarthBreeze, and I love doing that kind of work. But I really wanted to like have ownership of my life
Mhm.
and my business, and I still had that, so I dusted it off and was like, oh, I'll just bring back the social media, kind of world to Vegas. But then I realized about AI, and I'm like, wait
Mhm.
a second, I'm about to be building a blockbuster. When I see the Netflix coming,
Yeah.
and stuff like, oh, I can't be doing that. It's like I'm
Right.
like, what is this AI? And I just rabbit holed, and I really am big on like learning something full out before I
Mhm.
just go and toss something to the world.
Mhm.
So I spent the last 3 years learning AI and getting through all the different from video to marketing to sales to lead gen, just trying to figure out like what is this ecosystem,
Mhm.
and that has really just evolved into what social alignment is today, which is I realized the number one common denominator on all of those different things I was exploring: brand context engineering.
Mhm.
It's super important to have a foundation of, if you hire an employee, you train them, you sit them down and you put them through a process
I mean,
of
you
like,
hope, right?
you hope that you want that to happen. And so I felt like a lot of people were not doing that, and so they were just throwing their questions or their queries to AI without any context, and that was really where a lot of that trouble was coming from. So I made it my mission to kind of figure out the base fundamental principles of brand context engineering. What do you give at any AI to be able to serve you the most effectively?
Mhm.
And I got involved with the SBDC last year and did the AI pitch competition.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
got a lot of really good support and investment from them. They were really, really great. I'm working with them right now, and we're building the social alignment context operating system, or SOCOS is the kind of the acronym for it.
Mhm.
All based on brand context engineering, getting that core. Who are you? Who is your
Mhm.
audience? What is their demographic? What is their psychographics?
Yep.
What is your tone of voice? And then using that to then expand to the other verticals. So we are starting with, we have these little modules. So you have SOCOS is like the brain,
Okay.
and then we have little modules. So like response authority alignment system is the first one that I'm
Mhm.
going to be launching, or ROS, and that's going to be our speed to lead
Mhm.
response, all built from the SOCOS brain
Mhm.
being the base. So that has been just a wild kind of roller coaster over the last year,
Yeah.
because I did not expect to have developers supporting me. But it's like I feel like it's hard to explain to people AI now, because there's so many verticals that you can help people with, and I just want to save people 10 to 20 hours a week.
Mhm.
It is really the core. If I can make it the simplest, can I save you 10 to 20 hours a week with these tools? And it all
Now,
starts
think of all the time you could spend on the driving range or playing golf if you could save 10 to 20 hours a week working on brand stuff.
I mean, seriously,
So,
just one 3-day weekend, set up, and then you're good to, you're good to go. You can, and people are putting so much. I used to be that workaholic.
Yep.
I was giving so much of my time to my business and working in my business,
Mhm.
and not on my business. So really, it's about bringing all these tools and all these different applications together to solve that and get your time back, because time is
Yeah.
money.
and some of the challenges, the tech is there, but you kind of have to know who you are,
Sure.
right? You have to bring that, or you have to figure that out before they show up to see you, right? You can help them with that a little bit, but
Right.
you kind of have to know what's important to you, what your values are,
Mm-hmm.
who the audiences you want to reach in is, and if you don't, these tools will kind of point out, hey, you don't know this.
Right. Well, I think, it's interesting because, I've heard, yes, it's important to find the one problem you're solving, right? Like, so for me, it's like, if you're going to use AI, find the brand context before you use it.
Mhm.
But I'm also finding that because of AI, it used to be a funnel, but now it's more of a circle, because you
Yep.
can train the AI to segment and target different audiences depending on what it is that you're
Mhm.
trying to solve. Because I do more than just brand context engineering, right?
Right.
So how do you communicate that, right? I do live production. I do the agents, I do
Mhm.
the marketing, I do the videos. So finding the way to train the AI so that each person that's in that funnel or in that buying phase
Mhm.
or in that particular need for that market is getting the content or the resources that they need.
Mhm.
And it's a process.
Cool. You are not the first person we've had on here who was part of the AWS pitch competition.
Great. Yeah.
Mark's been on. Phelan, you guys
Yeah.
see him just about every month. I don't know if he's coming today. Do you know if he's
I
coming?
hope he is.
He's usually here.
Best dressed in all of Las Vegas.
That is true.
I
He
do
is
tell him
he is
that.
the best dressed entrepreneur in all of Las Vegas. We probably should give him an award for that at some point.
There
so.
should be something.
But tell us about your experience with the AWS pitch competition.
Oh man, what a wild ride. First of all, if you have not done the AWS or the SBDC pitch competition. Karma Hunter does this, and she
Mhm.
is phenomenal. Really has like created a nice little pocket of opportunity for people. And I had just heard about it because I was doing stuff with the SBDC, and
Mhm.
they had recommended it to me. Uh, 500 words. I think I submitted like 5 things. 'Cause I
Mhm.
was like, oh, 500 words. That's not so bad these days, you know.
Well, I can try to wedge 3,000 words into one thing, or I can just submit 5 things for 500 words each.
You're right. I mean, I was like, I didn't know. I had never seen anything like that. I wasn't sure
Mhm.
what they were looking for. What attracted me was that I didn't have to have anything built
Right.
for that at the
Mhm.
time. So, you know, you get up there, and for me, I have a background in speaking publicly and like
Mhm.
doing presentations. So it was a little nerve wracking because I didn't really know what to expect. But once you get up there, it's just, here's the value
Yeah.
I want to give you, and like, do you guys believe in it? And
How long was the pitch?
it feels like it was an hour, but in my mind, it was an hour, but it was like I was only up there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's like super short.
pitch competition pitches are really short, and
Yeah.
it's a real challenge to convey the most important information, in this case to the judges,
Mhm.
in 5 minutes. And then I assume there was either Q&A or
A
feedback,
little
right?
Q&A, a little feedback
Yeah.
afterwards, and then then you have like I was first, so like
Yeah.
so I got to go first, and then you have everybody else that you support and watch, and then they deliberate, and then they give
Mhm.
the award. And Avanti Green was the winner of my
Mhm.
pitch competition, and she's great. I mean, amazing. Like she came out super strong with
Yep.
with her cleaning company, and just how the implication of AI could really help that
Yep.
industry.
Mhm.
I loved it. But they were really great about encouraging all of our ideas. Like they came and spoke to me afterwards, and that's kind of how I continued to work with them after the pitch
Mhm.
competition. And they partnered with Predictive, which is I think InCloud is the company that they
Yep.
are now.
Mhm.
And we started the pitch was in April. We didn't get started really until like November. So,
Yeah.
it was a little bit of time before we
It,
actually
it,
got started.
it takes a little while for things to get moving after a pitch competition usually.
And I feel like we're like just a few weeks away from like
Yeah.
it being done. It's
Yeah.
like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that because I'm really proud of it. And they've just been amazing to work with. They're very collaborative. They do listen. They take the
Mhm.
time, and you give them kind of the architecture, the vision of what you want
Mhm.
to. And we've broken it down into a couple of different phases, and
Mhm.
I feel like it's just it's just beginning with them. They've been a really great partnership though, and I really encourage everybody that has an idea or is thinking about having an idea. It literally it's free to submit. Like you can, even if you don't get picked, just get that muscle memory of like what it feels like to put your ideas out there, because you never know. I never thought
Mhm.
if this was not on my bingo card at all. So I feel like really fortunate and blessed to be in this position, and now having something to talk about in this space and be able to provide the value that I want to
Mhm.
provide. I wouldn't have been able to do it without AWS.
So yeah, and so now you've got a team you're working with and developers and all that kind of stuff.
whole
and
team,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's fantastic.
And we're just getting right now, we're in the marketing phase, getting all the marketing materials up and running for it. And we're testing with the response agent that I was telling you about. That's kind of the first little peek out of the woodworks. And
Mhm.
I think that it's just going to keep growing and growing. I think we built it so it can build on top of itself.
Mhm.
So that's kind of, it's not like just a one-off thing. It's like a system. I'm thinking not just automation, I'm thinking
Mhm.
system. And so
Mhm.
this is really the start of it.
So if someone comes to you now with the company, what can they do with you now, and then what's coming down the pipe?
So right now, if you are getting phone calls and you're missing them, you're missing out on revenue. So what I've wanted to I think in the beginning, I could start with sales, but you got to get the lead to get the sale.
Yeah.
So I was like, what's the problem that we can solve there?
Mhm.
If you're missing your calls and you're taking 2 days to respond, it's, at a $2,000 a lost lead over the course of it, that's almost $90,000 a
Yep.
year that you're losing. So I built these agents that will 24/7.
Mhm.
They sound really great. I'm really proud of how they sound, and it's not that generic chatbot robot. Hello, how can I help you? It's
Or
gross.
the I don't know. This is gonna be a side quest. About a year ago, I started saying to myself, why is this woman's voice so annoying on this podcast ad? How does this guy get so much work reading these podcast ads? I was like, oh, these are AI voices. And there's just always something right now of immediately I can go, this is an AI voice, and it just turns me off. And
Mhm.
so yours are better.
Right. I think that you'll be some of the best, at least people I've talked to have told me it's the best sounding and naturally
Mhm.
sounding voice agent, because it's not pre-programmed. It's
Mhm.
programmed on the context of what it's supposed to be doing during that call.
Mhm.
It's not programmed on like the responses that it
Yeah.
needs to, like press 1 for this.
Yeah.
It's not that. So we're seeing a huge reduction in the amount of lost calls that are
which is fantastic.
that I think if people don't realize, if you have a client or a lead call you for something and you miss that call, within seconds they're calling somebody else,
Mhm.
right? They're not waiting for you.
Right.
So I think we built a solution that will eliminate that gap and allow more leads to come in, which, and they'll book the appointments, they'll process the payments, like,
Yeah,
as
that's
much as you
fantastic,
want
right?
it to be done. And it's all trained on your brand content. So that's in the immediate. If you guys are looking for that right now, I'm really excited to be showing that out to people, and we're going to be demoing it live at Tech Alley Henderson on the 25th.
Okay,
which I'm
yeah.
pretty stoked on. Did you have other questions?
No, go on.
I was going to say, like, that's the big one that I'm really excited about. I've been doing Gen AI video content though for the last 2 years.
Mhm.
So, we started off with the big Super Bowl style big ads,
Yep.
but now we're starting into the more short form. So if you're looking for your marketing to get elevated and you want some Gen AI content that's going to, again, be on brand and targeted towards your audience, not just looking cool, like, we can do that for you. And like I said, the websites, we just built the Tech Alley Henderson website.
It's great.
And registration system. So I'm blown away at what can be done there, and I think that it's now about the website experience more than just having the website. So I feel like you guys are doing that here with, like, it's not just a website, it's like there's things that you can do within it.
Yeah, I mean, this started out just because I was looking for more content for my channel, right?
Right.
Because you got to feed the machine
Right.
with YouTube. But I mean, this turned out to be a really, really fun for us, but also positive thing for the community to expand, not just expand so people know about what's going on here at Tech Alley, but kind of an alternate almost like an alternate programming track of what's happening here at Tech Alley.
Yeah.
And we get to highlight people in a way that, they go in and do their talk, but they don't necessarily get to give the story behind their talk or the
Right.
story behind who they are. So I think it's been super fun. Let's talk about our friends and partners at Tech Alley Henderson.
Yes.
What are you doing with them? Besides, I mean, you've created the website, but you are doing very much like what we're doing here with Tech Alley Henderson.
Well, I've did that, done it a little bit. Haas Roshdi is the guy that has.
I'm hoping Haas comes in
Yeah,
today and we
Haas
can
is
put him
great.
in that chair.
Yeah, he is the guy you want to talk to. He's got Hello Henderson, and he has got this podcast that he started, again, with that same focus in mind of exploring the community, giving a spotlight on that community. And so I think he's going to be doing shows at Tech Alley Henderson every month.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
I had a chance to do the first episode with him last month. And it's just, again, like you said, giving people that come a platform, a
Yep.
space to speak on what they are passionate about, what they're working on. And sometimes that can be a little intimidating, right? And I think that this really provides an approachable place for people to come. And same with Haas over at Tech Alley Henderson, doing those episodes. People can really go and sit down and feel like what that's like.
Yeah.
In a environment that, is welcoming, and you can't really forget that feeling.
Yeah, because some of you are gonna be on Joe Rogan someday. Some of the folks here are gonna be on Joe Rogan someday.
Right.
So if you want to prepare yourself to go sit down and do that experience, come sit down with one of us doing this,
Yeah.
and I promise we won't make you sit for the whole 3 hours,
Right. No.
without going to the bathroom.
I love
so.
sitting down for the full, I'll sit here until somebody else comes up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
yeah.
It's so the way the day typically goes is first round of meetups. Everybody's in meetups. It's usually like me and Dave, or like sometimes Phelan will come
Sure.
in, or sometimes it's just me, like, okay, I'm going over the schedule and maybe we'll take a break and I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee or whatever. But yeah, first round of meetups, people come in and they're really focused on, especially because it's Kurt Walker, it's Rachel, it's a lot like the headliners are the first round of meetups every Tech Alley Saturday. And then lunch will come and we'll start getting some people trickling out during lunch, and then we'll get a bunch of people who want to come on and they'll stick around after lunch for the second round of meetups. And then
Yeah.
and then we stick around as long as anyone wants to come on and talk. And then if we hit about 1:30 and there's nobody waiting around, we start packing up. So
I was thinking, like, there's, I was talking with, Haas about this for the Tech Alley and Lorraine, but like, game, like what, for like this kind of show, like, have you ever thought about doing like games or like some sort of like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like,
you assume there's ever been any thought put into the show. So no, and I think Tech, if you haven't been, Tech Alley Henderson's a little bit different setup. It's one big room, four speakers in a row, and then this month there's going to be Karma's pitch competition.
Yeah.
So that's going to be going on as well in addition to the regular program. So it's yeah, there's
a little bit more contained.
like a game for that group is great because one, like you saw today, we come out and we do the announcements, and my most important thing is I get everybody woken up.
Right.
I come out and I scream, "What's
got
up,
the
Tech
energy,
Alley?"
get
I
that
come out and
coffee.
scream, "What's up, Tech Alley?" and for people who have never seen that before, they're like, "Oh, what what did I get myself into? And then people who've been here start cheering, right? So
Right.
so we get that going right away. We get the energy going because honestly, they're going to go in and sit in a room for an hour and 15 minutes. So, but yeah, we haven't thought about doing a game or anything, mainly because it's such a spread out event. There's at a minimum, 4 or like everybody's spread into 4 or 5 different theaters, plus the lounge, plus whatever we're doing out here,
Mhm.
plus somebody's gonna be standing out there having a conversation. So, so we haven't thought about that. That'd be interesting to do if we could do a pregame during networking in the morning.
Mm.
That would actually be really good because then we could like capture, like we could set up a little app or something where people play the game that we could capture people and invite them to come on,
Sure.
and then I wouldn't have to be like looking like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah, come on over.
So
No, I think
we
that's-
could book a time for them or something. That'd be really cool. I think there's room for that, but I would love to see how Haas runs the game,
Right.
in the breaks between the speakers and that kind of thing with
Just to keep that flow moving
Yeah.
and thing. I mean, Lorraine and I have talked about it because she's expanding Tech Alley Henderson
Mhm.
into the larger umbrella of Innovation
Right,
Henderson,
right.
which is super exciting. And I just I feel like there's power in that IRL. And like when
Mhm.
people come, right, they don't want to necessarily be lectured to all day, but they also want to network. They want to engage with people. And
Yep.
you had that conversation with Mark where he was talking about those different things that people do.
Yeah.
Which I think is like he's got the right idea.
Yep.
And I think that there needs to be more of that, at least from the people that I've spoken to. So I'm really starting to think
Yeah.
about how can I bring that to Innovation Henderson?
Yep.
How can I take the online app experience, or how can I take the in-person experience
Mhm.
and make it be tangibly valuable to you by the time that you leave? So it's not just like a thing that you do, it's like a thing that you do, but you gain something from it.
Yes, go ahead. Someone's asking if they can. I don't know if they're going to video us or
Very
take our
meta.
picture.
We got a filmer that's filming the camera, that's filming the phone, filming me. Yeah, behind
We are,
behind the scenes.
We are going to create some sort of weird infinite break in the space-time continuum here, but
This is real live.
but that's okay because that's good content.
Yeah, rock
So,
on.
ripping a hole in the space-time continuum is great content.
I do love seeing all of the film people out here and the creative people out here. I was really worried when I moved to Vegas from LA about what is the creative scene like out here.
Yes, the
And
community's
there's
great.
So many people. You've been getting into the film world. We both
For
have-
the last about 5 or 6 months, yeah. And it's a very welcoming, very open community. It's the kind of community that people do show up to each other's stuff, and that's what I really love.
Right.
And I'm hoping we can marry these two communities up and bring the best of the film community and arts community has to offer to the tech community and vice versa. And my dream goal is to get some film people to come down to a Tech Alley, get some Tech Alley people out to some of these film mixers that go on. I mean, there are 4 or 5 film mixers a month in Vegas. And I really want to see one of our Tech Alley companies here collaborate with one of our filmmakers here in Vegas on something that they're going to do. They're going to provide to go into that
documentary or
film,
something.
whatever it
Yeah.
is. I don't have a preconceived notion. Whether it's some kind of tech that goes into making the filmmaker's life easier, or doing something with the tech. I know a lot of filmmakers are upset about AI. I have a more pragmatic opinion of, look, if you all AI film is going to become least common denominator, I think, and people are it's just gonna be there, and people will watch it when they don't have something else to do.
Mhm.
Kind of like we scroll on social media now,
Sure.
right? But there are going to be things you can do with film with live actors, live sets, live locations, but adding in that AI component is going to let you do things you couldn't do.
Right.
And I think that's really going to be where the future is. I think like every major technology has come along for the last 1,000 years. The upsides are going to outweigh the downsides, right?
Yeah. And I think it's important, one of the big things that as an actor myself in the film world, and wanting to make sure that you advocate for AI ethics, AI responsibility,
I
right?
agree.
And it's not going anywhere, right? So we can't just get off of the kind of moral compass of let's I'm going to sit on the sidelines and protest. It's like, how do you protect yourself
Right.
as an artist? How can you license yourself and your
Yep.
likeness and use the tool to your advantage? And I'm really wanting to be, I hope we do some more talks around that, because I think that that's going to be a huge factor for the creative community going forward.
I think if you talk to Josh, he'd be happy to have you give that talk
Oh.
every month
Oh yeah,
on AI
Okay.
ethics.
I think that's really important.
That's Josh.
Is he out there?
Josh, I need you.
I actually have not met Josh.
Oh, you haven't met
I have
Josh?
not
Yeah,
had the
we should
pleasure-
definitely do that.
We definitely should have a meeting of the minds. Have you
I hope he's not going to get Josh.
All right. Do you have you? Are we still good on time?
Oh, we're great on
just
time.
chilling?
This is the curse of the Apple Watch is you get a
Right.
message and you
We were talking
get
about that the other
conditioned
day,
like, do I
what-
need to
what
do I
was
need to look
this?
at this to see if it's important, right?
That's why I want to get the new Meta glasses that have the screen in it, so that way I can just like tap my finger.
Oh,
and
this
these
just
don't,
records.
These don't, yeah,
Oh,
these don't have the
I am
screen in
definitely
them.
interested in that.
You can go to my social media and you can donate to sponsor my new Meta glasses purchase.
Oh,
if
that's
you
a good
want,
idea.
You know,
Or if you just want to sponsor the
the
Vegas
show in
the
general.
Vegas startup scene and live from Tech Alley,
We need new Sonys. We need some.
we could there's
we
some,
could
there's some
use
stuff
some-
we could use.
We're very grateful for what we have.
But Meta, if you wanted to sponsor Jonathan and I and maybe Dave Berlin with a set of Meta Ray-Bans,
we'll use them.
we would use them all around town.
Yeah,
So
I think they're big on. Like I was talking to a Meta rep the other day for the Meta
Mm-hmm.
glasses, and like apparently if you create content, this is kind of the hard part for me because I like to edit outside of like you
Mm-hmm.
know either Adobe or CapCut or something. But if you use the Meta glasses and you go right from the app into like the Instagram edits editor
Mm-hmm.
and you post from there, your engagement skyrockets because they put the badges on there.
Oh, they throw it right on there?
They throw well, it's like just apparently it skyrockets your engagement because you have the Meta app, the Meta glasses badge, and then you have the Instagram edits
Yeah.
app. So I'm all about that right now. I'm gonna be posting a
I
lot
would-
of content from
if-
the Meta glasses this year.
if I can get them, someone will sponsor me and I can get them in my prescription, I will wear. I mean, I've had these for 4 years. So.
I think they do the prescriptions.
I think they do.
Yeah.
Mine is weird because of all my retina damage, but
Mhm.
we'll see. But I
Yeah.
mean, these are just regular prescription glasses. I just don't see out of my left eye real well. And that was something I was concerned about when I got a MetaQuest 2 back before we were all talking about AI. When we were all talking about VR and AR,
right.
I was like, I think for leadership training, this could be, with the right tools, the right setting, this could be a much more interactive way of doing one-on-one leadership training or mentoring or even classes. So I explored a lot of that, and the tech was kind of there. Like if you really wanted to, you could do it, but then the headsets were an expense, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But the tech was there, although kind of rudimentary. But and I was concerned about that with my left eye. Of will I be able to really do it? But it all kind of worked fine. So as long as like I can. As long as I can shift everything over to the lens on the right eye,
Right.
if I don't have to like deal with stuff that's default on the left eye and I
Yeah.
can't move it, it'll be fine.
Yeah. No, it's. I think, man, VR. That was the whole time, wasn't it?
I
feel
think
it's
we
still, it's
will-
still here, but like.
I think it's just it had a. I don't even think it had its day. I think it just was like, oh, this is advanced. Like, remember the Apple Newton, or is that before your time?
The Apple Newton.
In the mid '90s,
Oh wow.
Apple created a PDA with a little stylus
Okay.
called the Newton.
Okay.
This is why Steve Jobs hated styluses so much. 'Cause-
Oh right.
And it completely flopped because the tech really wasn't there to do a PDA. It was all on board. There was no linking to anything. And, and PDAs were even kind of ahead of their time, right? Because you had to dock them in a cradle or you had to hook them to right. It was all, until 3G really came along.
Mm.
The tech wasn't there to really make it useful the way people wanted it useful. And I think that's where VR and AR were just getting to that point, and then ChatGPT came on the scene and everyone got distracted, right?
Right.
And I think shout out to all my VR and AR companies who are out there still working on stuff.
I love
Keep
it.
doing it. It's coming back. And as you guys are putting AI into your stuff, the things are just going to get slimmer and easier to use, and it's going to be great. So keep doing it. Don't give up.
You guys, I mean, like the interactive experience we were talking about, like that, you guys have the biggest opportunity because, like, being able to put,
Mhm.
I loved it was too bulky for me. I loved it though, the Apple Vision, the
Yeah,
Apple
I
headset.
never got to try those.
That was really cool for work. I really did.
Mike DeLuca had those too.
Yeah.
I don't know
It
if he
was-
still uses them,
it
but
was
he
this
used
little-
them all the time.
It was a little too expensive on the front end for that, for what
Yeah.
we could do. But it's gotten a lot better, and I think that as more AR, and VR companies start merging into the AI and how you can have that one unified experience, it is going to the glasses. The glasses are where it's all headed, and I'm so stoked for this year and all the tech and all the opportunity that we can use. To
If
leverage.
you are a VR company that makes the devices, I want you guys to make me like a little monocle so I can walk around with a top hat
that's
and a
sick.
cane like the
That's sick.
Monopoly guy.
That's sick. I like that.
Make me a monocle, send me one, and I will get a top hat. I might even grow the mustache.
He'll
like
do
the
the, he'll do
Monopoly
the
guy.
rest of the year shows.
I will,
in
I will
that-
do
yeah.
everything like the Monopoly guy, assuming Parker Brothers or whoever owns that now won't sue me.
No, we'll use AI to
So-
check that fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't sue us, Parker Brothers, or whoever owns Monopoly now. I was going somewhere with all of this. But that's the great thing about Live from Tech Alley is we
Right.
get into these
We-
rabbit holes, and hopefully they're interesting to the audience or not. I don't know.
I wish I could see the comments. I would love to see what people are like,
that's
saying.
something.
Yeah.
You talk. I'll look at
Yeah.
comments.
You know, if you guys are watching from online and you guys can't be here, like you can still participate by commenting.
This wacko named Social Alignment
Oh.
said we're looking good.
Oh,
but,
that.
but that's all we've got.
Okay, well,
That's
tell,
all we've
tell your
got.
friends, and if you're watching, leave a comment. Let's see if anyone's able to shout out, and we'll give you guys that interactive vibe here. But I think that that would be cool to kind of have that chat going and figuring out like what they're thinking, what they're wanting
Yep.
to talk about, because like it's really the shows for them, right?
We have had a number. The live viewership is hit or miss. A lot of people catch this after the fact, right?
Got it.
Miles Lee, who owns Official Whistles, the founder of Official Whistles, he gets on sometimes and sends us comments. We met Mark Phelan because he was watching this in like a score seminar on his phone, and he started typing in comments like, "How long are you guys going to be there? Where is it at? I'm coming down." And he
Yeah.
did. He came down that afternoon, and that's the first time I met Mark Phelan. So
Was he wearing that? I don't know, that harness thing that he
yeah, he was wearing
the
the holster.
the holster.
So,
yeah. It looks like a holster, but it's not. It's like
It's a phone holster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it. That's
So-
genius. Like, that's
So-
it's not even tech, but that's like those
No,
are
it's
the
cool.
kind of
I mean, it's not my thing. When
Yeah.
when I was in Iraq, I had that kind of holster for when we
Yeah.
were like in our suits and ties and stuff.
right.
For when if we had to be like most of the time, if we were outside of our compound, we had to be armed. We didn't have to be locked and loaded, but we had to be armed. So we would go to these meetings with like the Minister of Defense, the Minister of Communication, like we're wearing like shoulder holsters under
Yeah.
our suits to meet with civilian leaders, which is a weird vibe, because they know you're armed, and
Right.
their security outside the door knows you're armed, and your security outside the doors knows they're armed. And,
Right.
but like if I was in uniform, I had like the hip holster, like the like slung low hip holster. That was always more comfortable for me to put my hand down, and also Han Solo, very Han Solo.
It's very Han Solo.
So for a Gen Xer like me, that's important.
Very side question. Who shot first? in your
Han
opinion?
shot first.
Okay, all right. Just
That's not a.
I mean,
not a
there's
only one
discrepancy.
answer. It's not a question.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Oh.
Well, you heard it here first, guys, or last, I guess. We'll never have to bring
I have
that up again.
I have another fun podcast called Sin City Spin that I do with my friends, which is a lot of commentary and satire and talking about topics and things that are going on. And we did a Star Wars episode for May the 4th.
Okay.
Han shot first has actually come up in a number of episodes, and
I the special edition really messed me up for because like
Yeah.
I thought I knew, but then they come out with all these
no,
other editions.
there was no George Lucas just didn't want kids getting the wrong idea, which is admirable. But George, you also wrote the story. You know better than the rest of us. We're not supposed to be sure if we like Han Solo yet or not.
I mean, he's got us talking. He's such a genius in making us like all like just the whole universe there. I'm a nerd on that front. But
No, I
yeah.
love Star Wars.
Yeah.
I just watched. I hadn't seen the second season of Andor, so I watched first season, second season, and Rogue One again, and that was a fantastic
Underrated.
couple of weeks as I
Yeah.
was doing that and catching up. Every I am into seeing anything that Disney will create with the Star Wars universe. I have two rules. I'm done with this. Don't do it anymore.
tell it
No more orphans. No more twins.
fair. That's fair.
No. Did you see Acolyte?
I did.
Acolyte's
Terrible.
great.
Yeah, I mean,
Acolyte's a great
didn't
story,
it, yeah.
but orphan twins.
yeah. Can we like? I feel like we've used that already.
I loved seeing the Old Republic. I loved seeing all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No more orphans, no more twins.
The best thing I think I've seen aside from Andor, which I thought was really good, because Rogue One is one of my favorite.
Rogue One
is
is
one of my favorite.
the
Star Wars
best movie of the last 10 years.
Right. The Bad Batch. The
I've
animated.
not seen Bad
Dude,
Batch
watch
yet.
the Bad Batch.
I came so late to the animated stuff. I think it was about 2 years ago I finally watched Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And I rolled Clone Wars straight into Star Wars Rebels.
I didn't watch Star
And the reason I watched Clone Wars because I had watched that first season of the Ahsoka series.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I clearly missed a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And I was like, oh, now Ahsoka makes so much more sense. And then Star Wars, once you've seen Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, then everything from Mandalorian on that Disney's done makes so much more sense.
Right.
There's so many things that are hidden in there that if you haven't seen those, they don't.
Hours
They
and
make
hours.
just much more sense to you.
I mean, I feel like people have done really well in the YouTube space, just analyzing all of those like layers. How we doing,
Yeah,
let's do it.
send somebody over.
dude? I had such a good time chatting
Well,
with you.
I mean, you're sticking around for
I'm
the
gonna,
day, right?
I'm gonna be here. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be hanging around. I'll let you have somebody.
Yeah,
else
we'll
come
we'll
in.
have somebody else on and we'll talk. But come on back whenever
Tech
you
Alley
want. So-
Vegas. You guys are all that in a bag of potato chips. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we have a great time here. If you are in Las Vegas and you're interested in not Star Wars but other tech stuff, or if you're interested in
It's,
Star
it's
Wars,
bonus if you are,
come-
but we
come down
really are wanting to
yeah,
get into that.
come,
so, you know.
come down and talk to us. We can spend all day on the stream on Star Wars.
Yeah.
But if you are interested in drones, crypto, AI, Python, programming in
Automation.
general, come on down and see the demos that are going to happen at Demo Time in just about an hour with Josh Stacy. Yeah, I would suggest going to see Demo Time if you're not sitting in
Yeah,
that
I'm
chair.
gonna go take a walk around. You guys can follow me if you catch me online at Jonathan Starrett at Social Alignment. And I cannot wait to show everybody the AI agent is coming out next week.
All right,
So thanks so
Fantastic.
much, my
Thanks, man.
Cheers.
We'll catch up with you later today.
All right, bye bye.
All right. Who's first? Hey. How you been?
Good. Been working on this bad boy.
Yeah, let's get you close.
Oh, we got. Oh, yeah.
Thumos. Yeah, we haven't talked in a while. How you been?
Good. But I had to put my head down for it. It was
Come on.
it's normal startup.
Sit down
stuff.
with me. Yeah, no, I get it. Good friend of the show, military veteran.
Yep.
Tell us who you are and what you got cooking today.
Let's go. Well, hello everyone. I'm Connor Secor. I'm a 7-year Naval Special Warfare boat operator. I dealt with a lot of traumatic brain injuries in my time in service. I saw how that affected me, my teammates, and we really just came to the conclusion that brain health is mental health, and we're on a mission to support people through premium, clinically studied ingredients and products.
Absolutely. So what do we got in front of us here?
We got a daily gut.
Lemon lime.
Yep. We got a daily gut and brain support beverage. We support the gut brain axis by prebiotics, L-glutamine, strengthening and making it flourish, while we support you with brain supporting nutrients like CoQ10 and citicoline.
Why is this important, right? Because you know why it's important.
Mhm.
I'm kind of learning about this stuff, but folks on the other side of that camera may not know why we're talking about this being important.
Well, we lose 22 veterans a day. We lose far more than we have lost in combat. We have a mental health epidemic here in America and in our military. And we realize that we really can't wait around for solutions. We have to add more tools to our toolbox and just try to make these people's lives better every day.
Do you have an idea of the numbers we lose every year to mental health out of our veterans?
Oh, hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands every year. To put that in context, I was in Iraq in 2012 after the big drawdown. To date, how many we had lost in Iraq and from 2003 to 2012 was about 4,400, and that number's only gone up by about single or double digits in the last 14 years since I was in Iraq. So we lost about 4,400 in combat and non-combat fatalities in Iraq, and I want to say the number is about 26 or 2,700 in Afghanistan for over 20 years in Afghanistan. So this is a problem for our veterans that far eclipses combat fatalities and combat injuries.
Exactly, and it's really why we have a problem is our advancement in military technology. I mean, medevac platforms, right?
Mhm.
People are getting saved, but they're going home with life-altering injuries, and that's why you really see a mental health crisis way
Mhm.
more than you have seen in previous wars.
Yeah. When did you get out?
I got out exactly one, or not exactly, but I got out about a year ago.
About a year ago. What was your transition out like? Because that's something a lot of our audience doesn't understand either. Is how difficult the transition out for veterans can be, even under the best circumstances.
It was hard. It's always naturally going to be hard. I think being able to be happy about your previous service and kind of unfolding into a new identity and an identity with different purpose, it's it's not easy, but as long as you have an outline and you have a good support system, obviously go network, go join some sort of tribe, jiu-jitsu gym, social club, and everything's gonna work in your favor.
Yeah, it's one of the things, if you're not a veteran, you don't have a veteran in your life. When we put that uniform on every day, whether it's for just a couple of years or 20 years in my case, that's who we are. And then a day comes where you don't put that uniform on anymore, and everyone tries to prepare you for it. They tell you, we never believe them. But yes, that first day is like, oh, what do I do now, right?
Exactly.
So and we have to find new ways. We have to really figure out who we are again. And it's not that we weren't somebody else as well as being in the military, but we have to figure that out because so much of that is putting the uniform on, going and doing the job, serving our country, making sure we're helping the United States meet its national security objectives and keep the world safe. So
Yeah, it's a collapse of structure as well, right?
absolutely.
We come in and we have our day-to-day already planned, but if any veterans that are really struggling, focus on the basics, focus on the fundamentals, write down your day, write down things that you're going to do, your goals and plans for, the smaller target, the bigger target, 1 year, 5 year, whatever. But it's really up to you to make that structure again and really pursue your purpose after the service.
Yeah, you got to have a plan before you deviate from it. That's what we always used to say in flight
Yep.
testing, right? You got to have a plan before you can deviate from it. So even if you don't write it down, make that plan. I'm getting up. My morning routine has not changed in the 10, 11 years since I've left the Air Force. And it is get up, go to bed early enough to get up at 6, have coffee, read the paper, get breakfast so I can get to work before about 7:30 or 8 a.m.
Exactly.
And that sets me up for success for the rest of the day. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself, and that's okay, right? You got to have a plan before you can deviate from it. You're going to make a plan for tomorrow, and that plan may not go great. And you go, okay, we won't do that again.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't have to be the perfect plan. I think there's a lot of perfectionists, a lot of people that are master at strategy and things of that nature in the military. And you don't have to have a perfect plan. Just have an outline, move forward, make mistakes, fall on your face, get back up, keep going.
So part of what you did when you got out is you did this.
Yeah.
Did you start this while you were still in, or did this come after?
So we did a business transition program at the end of our service for special operations. It's called Honor Foundation. I give them so much credit for what they do for our community, kind of helping business professionals. But we went around different companies and we realized, man, I'm not really feeling this in my next chapter, right? We already were in the mindset of supporting our brains and kind of whole body vitality through these types of products, and through dietitians and doctors and nutritionists, we kind of gain this overall knowledge of how to heal your brain and how to stay healthy. So we already had the network, we already had the concept in line, and it literally just took us, finding the right manufacturer, getting some samples, handing them out, and kind of testing it and putting the research behind it.
It's great. So what's coming up for the future for this?
So we're gonna, just small targets, right? I'm actually gonna go to Texas on Monday. We're gonna help Adaptive Training Foundation, bunch of veterans with life-altering injuries, to keep getting after it. We're gonna go to the Mint 400 on March 4th through the 6th. Catch us there. And then we're also gonna be in San Diego March 16th through the 18th at the Health and Fitness Association show.
That's fantastic. For those of you who don't know, Mint 400 is the NASCAR race we have here in Las Vegas. So
Yep.
it's super fun. I've been, I'm not going this year, but it's a super fun time. Besides showing up to those events, how can folks connect with you? How can they connect with you, and how can they help with this cause in their own communities?
I think just word of mouth. We're going to be a brand that's not relying on advertisement. I'm here networking with other veterans. We're going to be boots on the ground. You could always find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever. But I'm a big people person. I'm looking to connect with a lot of people and make an impact.
And where can they find this? Where can they order this?
At www.livethumos.com.
Awesome. Anything else you want to leave us with before we let you go?
No, brain health is mental health, and we're just here to help. Appreciate
All
you,
right.
Jason.
Well, it's great to thank you for joining
Yeah,
us today
pleasure.
again, Connor. It's always good to see you. So
Thank you.
have a great day.
You as well.
All right. All right. It is 12:10. It is just about lunch here at Tech Alley downtown. So if you are in the Las Vegas area, you are interested in tech. Connor's one of our great tech entrepreneurs here in Las Vegas. Met him a little more than about 7 or 8 months ago, maybe even a little longer than that. But it was great to talk to Connor. I haven't talked to him in a while, but they've got great things going on with Thumos. It's fantastic. So, but yeah, we're getting ready. Lunch is going to start here at Tech Alley in just a few minutes. As I mentioned at the top of the show, if you come down to Tech Alley and you register, everyone gets a free lunch on Taverna Costera. Hang on one second. I'm just going to look. We are still streaming live. we still have audio. I love to see when our tech is working the way we like it to. So come on down, get a free lunch. If you can get down here in the next half hour to 45 minutes, you can get lunch. And then we are wrapping up our first round of talks. But let me tell you what is coming up for the rest of the afternoon after lunch here, since we've got a minute. What always seems to happen is every time I read this schedule, someone comes out and, hey, come on and sit down. See, I knew someone was going to come walk through this door and want to get on camera, because I was just about to read what's going to happen for the rest of the day.
Please go.
So no, go ahead. No, well, we got all the lunch to tell people. The next round of talks doesn't start till 1:15. So bottom line is, if you're in Las Vegas and all of this sounds interesting to you, you want to meet Connor, who just came on. You want to meet Jonathan, who was on, spent a lot of time with us talking earlier. You want to come see the talks. You want to see the tech companies here. Come on down. Lunch on Taverna Costera if you come down to Tech Alley and register at the little computer when you come in, and then you get to see all the free talks and get to meet all the cool folks. Tell us who you are and what you're doing.
Thank you, sir. My name is Hosni Rushdie, but I go by Haas, H-O-Z. I try to make it easy on everybody to say.
It doesn't get much easier than Haas.
You'd be surprised. I am, like you, I'm a podcast show.
We have already talked about what you're doing with Hello Henderson, but I want you to remind everyone, tell everybody about what you're doing with Hello Henderson, and what you're doing with Innovate Henderson and Tech Alley Henderson, and then I want to get into, you have an event coming up. But
Yes.
Tell us about Hello Henderson and Tech Alley Henderson first.
So we're talking about Hello Henderson. I'll give you like a quick, really brief, basically how it started. I am an enterprise agile coach by nature. I love agile. I'm a nerd when it comes to it. And about a year and a half ago or so, I started a podcast called Dead Sprint Radio. For you nerds out there, that probably resonates with you why agile is not working. That's what we talk about. And then I want to say late last year, when I moved to Henderson, I started.
Where did you come from?
I moved from Orange County, California.
Okay.
From Tustin.
Good move.
But yes.
I mean,
But-
I've been living here on and off for 20 years, so I
but
think it's always a good move.
I
but-
grew up in Jersey, so I grew up mostly in Jersey and New York. So I always consider myself an East Coaster. Go
yeah, I grew up in
Giants.
Connecticut.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But I decided I'd had enough of that after
Yes.
I lived in the Southwest for most of my adult life in the Air Force. So
Yeah, I'm a nomad, right?
Yeah.
I lived in Atlanta, I lived in Florida, I lived in California, and now I'm in Henderson. I love it here. It's a very nice area. It's very family friendly. I got a wife and two daughters who we couldn't find a better place to grow our kids other than Henderson. But I started going to Tech Alley Henderson.
Yep.
Where I met a few people, and like Jonathan and Josh Levitt, and obviously Lorraine, and a couple of them came on the show, and it just, while I'm recording for my podcast, Dead Sprint Radio, I just said, hello, Henderson. Like literally while we're recording, I just said, hello, Henderson. And I said, this is going to be a new segment going forward. I was just making a joke.
right.
And then it just took off from there.
That's how all the best podcasts start.
So I still do both podcasts, the Dead Sprint Radio and the Hello Henderson, but my focus now is on Hello Henderson. I keep people telling me, it's like, hey, keep doing it. People like it. So
Yeah.
from it came the idea of, I think Lorraine and Josh put the idea in my head to do, hey, you should do a podcast at Tech Alley Henderson. You should do that.
I highly recommend it.
And I wonder where they got the
Yeah.
idea from. Once I said, okay, let's do it. And then I saw you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this guy's doing a great job. I was like, to be honest with you, the first couple of times I was preparing for my Tech Alley Henderson, I didn't want to watch your show. And I'll tell you why.
No, go please.
yeah,
I
because-
think I know the answer, but go ahead.
Well, I didn't want to I didn't want to be intimidated because you're so good at what you do.
Oh, I
You know what I mean?
appreciate that, but we are just messing around.
I
here,
know, but
so.
it's really good. You're very good at just flow naturally, everything. I stutter over my own words. I'm sure everybody that can see me right now, I'm stuttering a few times.
You're doing great.
Thanks.
I think you're doing great.
Thank you. So yeah, we came up with the idea, and it really was inspired by you.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, this is the first time we talk in person.
Yeah, we've never met in person, which is crazy because Tech Alley Henderson, I love Tech Alley Henderson. It's Wednesday nights, and those are kind of hard for me sometimes.
Yes.
So I go like when Phelan was talking, I went. When Dave Berlin was talking, I went. I spoke at it once. It's great. I love it. It's just Wednesday nights are hard, but
Absolutely,
So I'm glad you guys are picking up the podcast thing
Yes.
and running with it
Yeah.
because I wouldn't be able to do it. So.
Yeah, and honestly, again, talking in person for the first time, but we did talk a couple of times
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
Through LinkedIn or and you're very supportive. So I really appreciate you for
No,
being very supportive.
the
and
more
empowering.
the more of this that is happening, we've already talked about this today too. You're newish to the tech community, but I'm sure you've been here a year, couple of years.
Yeah.
Tech community is very fragmented here. Our veteran community is kind of the same way. And Tech Alley is one of the reasons people are starting to come together,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Doing this podcast for live from Tech Alley is when Mark Phelan came down to Tech Alley. We've gotten people to come down to Tech Alley because they've seen this as they were scrolling through their social media online.
Right.
So that's the point, is the whole getting people to show up to each other's stuff in the tech community, right?
Yeah.
And so doing more podcasts, whether they're live, whether they're taped, whatever it is, to show off what's going on at people's events, the things that people are doing, the cool companies that are doing cool stuff. The more of this we can do, the more people are going to see it, and they're going to go, I want to get to know that person. I want to get to know James Ritchie at Jewel Fit. I want to get to know Haas. I want to get to know Jonathan Starrett. I want to get to know these people and see if we can collaborate on something, or just get to know them because they're cool, or whatever it is, right? So, and I can't do it all myself. You can't do it all yourself.
No.
So jump in. If you're in this community and you want to do this, jump in.
Absolutely. And I think
Don't jump in here because I'll be here. But or if you're in this community and you're like, I want to come on down to a Tech Alley, or reach out on social media. We'll figure out a time to come talk to you.
And I often say this on Hello Henderson, that is, the community here really wants to see you succeed.
100%.
Jason, I again, first time I met him in person, but over the weekend and last week we were talking about certain things early in the week. I sent him something, said, hey, come on the podcast and talk about it. We
Yeah.
haven't even met,
No.
but he's that supportive. Phelan, great guy, always supporting. He will always bounce each other's off each other. Jonathan, he co-hosted the first Tech Alley Henderson.
Yeah,
event
which
with
was
me.
great. I saw that.
Thank
He
you.
showed me like the sizzle reel you guys did
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
It's fantastic. You guys did a great job.
So we're doing like a what do you call that? Like, we're doing a different co-host every month, so to kind of change it
I
up.
love that.
But
I love that idea.
I'm gonna. I know he's busy with all the other stuff that he's working on. I wish I could can drag him back in there again.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love you know what could be super fun. It could be a little risky, but it could be a little fun. Is I think Lorraine still does it every month. There's a like fireside Q&A with a founder, right?
Oh yeah,
Bring that founder on as your co-host for the month.
that would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if everybody would want to do it, but it's good content, I think,
No
right?
kidding. yeah.
That could be fun, and then
Well-
you can get a little more like in depth, a little more behind the scenes with the founder
Yeah.
that maybe the founder's not willing to do up on stage, right?
I
So-
mean, that's actually, it's funny you say that, because the last Tech Alley Henderson, we had a couple of speakers. We had Shaq Cruz. We had
Shaq's great.
We had Todd DeReamer from Prim Casino, and I asked him that at the very end, because we did a wrap up show at the end, and I said, "What did you want to say that you couldn't say on stage?" And,
I love that. What a fantastic question.
And Jonathan was like, "Oh, I wish I would have said this." I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah,
go and watch.
You
the
got to go
episode.
watch it. You got to go watch it.
HelloHenderson.com, by the way. So, Jonathan said, I wish I would have said this. Todd said, I hit all my things, but I want to touch more on this one specific item. Shaq said, I'm so proud of Nevada, and, I'm all in on the entrepreneurs in Nevada. So it was a lot of good stuff that comes out of it. And then we will have them on the Hello Henderson just to come do their own segment, their own full episode, so you can talk more about it. So, with that said, I'm not very good at segueing, so I'm gonna do my best.
That's
here.
okay. Transitions are hard.
But you mentioned Lorraine a couple of times, and honestly, this would not have been possible without Lorraine.
Absolutely,
She
yeah.
is a powerhouse. She is wonderful. She's one of the nicest people. And talking about somebody that wants you to succeed, she's constantly telling me, "Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this?" And it's great, because they do want to see you succeed. Everybody around here wants to see you succeed, because it brings the community up to another level that it hasn't been at, I don't think, ever.
No,
if I'm not
this is
mistaken.
I've been involved in this community for over 10 years. I started out as when I was doing my MBA at UNLV. I was an associate of Rebel Venture Fund, which is a student-led angel investing fund. That's how I got involved in the tech community here. And after I graduated, got away from it a little bit, and then Startup NV, Logan Brown was working there and said, "Hey, we need mentors to come help entrepreneurs with their pitch decks." And so I got back in, and then I started coming to Tech Alley a couple months later, and now we're all deep into it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's cool because it's a great community, and everyone that's why Josh does this. It's because we want to see people succeed, right? That's why Lorraine goes out of her way, puts a lot of effort and money in
Yep.
to make sure that there's a place for Tech Alley Henderson at the Pass Casino every month.
Yep.
And
Next
puts
one
on an
coming February
amazing
25th.
program every
Yep.
month. So
February 25th, the
Yep.
next one
coming up this Wednesday. So
Yep. And speaking of Lorraine, speaking of Tech Alley, enter Innovation Henderson.
yes,
So she's starting this Innovation Henderson, which is basically an innovation hub for any entrepreneur or any business owner that wants to come in and help. They need help. If they need help growing their business, they need help adjusting their business, whatever they need help with, whether it's looking for funding, looking
Mhm.
for transformation, you looking to how to identify certain things in your business or your road to becoming an entrepreneur, becoming a successful entrepreneur. So that's the purpose of Innovation Henderson. I'm probably not doing a great job explaining it. She's so much better.
that's
saying
okay
it.
because you can come down to Tech Alley
Yeah.
Henderson on Wednesday, and Lorraine can explain it to you. Actually,
Absolutely.
Lorraine's floating around here somewhere.
Oh,
today.
is she?
Yeah, I saw her earlier.
I hope we can grab her. But yeah, she is going to explain it a lot better than I can. But I'm excited about it. I'm just probably, like I said, she's much better at conveying this message. But Innovation Henderson, it should be a place where everyone that is an entrepreneur, as a business owner, needs to go to continue growing their business and continue being successful at their business.
Yep. And Innovation Henderson's great. There's a number of things like that in the Valley. Take advantage of all of them, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Show up, check it out, collaborate, work with people, collaborate with people, get mentoring, get help from people. It's the community really does want to see people succeed, but you got to show up, and that's the challenge. Right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's funny because Phelan and I were talking on Hello Henderson at Tech Alley Henderson. We're saying what's the best way, and Dave Berlin too. We're talking what's the best way to connect with somebody at Hello Henderson. Just show up and say hello.
Show up.
We'll do the rest. I'll do the rest. He'll do the rest. Like I said, I just messaged him last week, and he said, "Come down and talk to me." That's it. Anybody that you talk to, if you just say, "Hi, my name is," and they'll take it from there.
And if you want to come down, I don't know how long you're sticking around today. I'm going to be here for a couple more hours doing all this. Come down and talk to us.
Yes,
We're
yes.
always looking to put people in the seat. You've all got interesting stories. Come down and talk to us. We were
Absolutely.
talking about Star Wars earlier. You don't have to be in tech. Just come down and talk to us.
Actually, going back to Tech Innovation Hub, what's interesting about it is it's Innovation Henderson. Sorry, it's not just technology. It's meant for anybody that wants to start any kind of business. If you want to continue learning, if you want to continue growing, it's not just tech. Some of it is tech adjacent. I often joke I'm a tech adjacent.
No, tech adjacent.
Yeah.
It is very important if you are tech adjacent, one, to recognize it, and two, to jump into this community.
Yeah.
People need your help. And one of the things we found is people who have kind of come in tech adjacent, like kind of what Jonathan was doing, have leaned very heavily into being a tech company now.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
we need you. Come on down. Come on down. If you support businesses in any way, come on down and meet the startup founders and the other business owners and entrepreneurs who are down here at Tech Alley. It will definitely be worth your time to come down.
And if you're a nonprofit organization, also a good place for you to come meet people with maybe some cash, something that you can do for your.
They're
nonprofit organization.
investors here today.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Speaking of nonprofit, I am actually on the board of directors for Cyroot Academy.
very cool.
Thank
Very
you.
cool. Yeah. Do you want to tell everybody what Cyroot Academy is?
Cyroot Academy is a nonprofit organization that helps educate and empower and certify folks that are military folks or vets who are trying to transition from military, government to private and basically public sector. So if they want to certifications in I don't know, like security or
I think they do cybersecurity. I
cybersecurity.
think they do some
Palo Alto
IT kind of stuff. I
IT
don't remember
any-
all of it, but it started out mainly as cybersecurity, right?
Started off as cybersecurity. They're expanding their offerings to whether it's Palo Alto or other programs. Now SAFE, which is Scaled Agile Framework, I've joined and now I'm offering classes through them. As a matter of fact, next week
Yeah.
I'm offering a class for really for anybody. But if you are a veteran, if you are a someone in the military who is trying to transition into the sector, just come join us and reach out to me, and I will make sure to put you in touch with the right people to get you a grant, to get you some sort of sponsorship for you to make sure that, because normally the classes are like $1,200 to $5,000, depending on which class you're taking, right? For example, my class is the one that's coming up is Safe Scrum Master.
Yeah, so let's talk. Let's dig into that. What is this class? Why is it great? Is this just for veterans coming out?
The ones that are already signed up are veterans,
Mhm.
or they're from they're currently service members,
Mhm.
but it is open to anybody. The ones that qualify for the sponsorship programs and the grants are veterans and also our armed service
Yep.
members.
So tell us what a safe Scrum Master is.
So it's funny because I told you I have another podcast called Dead Sprint Radio.
Mhm.
I'm an agilist. People say I'm a enterprise agile coach. I don't like that term anymore. I feel like I am an agile purist in the sense that I discovered agile a long time ago. I understand how it works at its core. I understand it's supposed to be customizable. It's supposed to be helpful, and it's not meant to be used as scripture. Unfortunately, in the last 10 years or so, that's how it's been used, and it's been kind of being turned into this thing that's very corporate, very much builds kind of silos between people working together. So one of my services I call it Agile Recovery, where I teach people how to get back to the roots of Agile. Scrum Master is usually the first role or the first phase that you're ever going to meet in any organization that's going to help you transform Agile.
Mm-hmm.
So Scrum Master is meant to, they're often looked at as project managers, but they're not. They're really more like team coaches. So if you have a development team, an engineering team, a bunch of teams that they need their work aligned, they need their work to be delivered, the Scrum Master comes in, supposed to sit down with the team, ask them what are their pains, help them put together a working agreement on how they're going to work together and how they're going to communicate, when are they going to deliver, when are they going to do this, and on and on and on, and help them remain within the confines of that working agreement. If things change, the Scrum Master is supposed to lead the team without authority, because it's leading without authority, to help lead the team from the chaos that they're in into clarity and into this, what am I trying to say here? From chaos to clarity, and from chaos to basically just being, oh gosh, I just lost my words. See, that's what I'm saying.
Well, this is you think of your words. This is one of my favorite things about leadership, especially informal leadership, because it sounds like it's something I kind of know the terms, but I've never been like a coder.
Right.
So this is kind of like, I've heard of a Scrum Master. I didn't really know what it was, but what I love about this is every organization has these kinds of informal leaders that say, hey guys, we're going to work on this project. What are all the commitments we're making to ourselves and each other to make this project successful?
Right.
And that person gets everybody to say that and go, okay, great. We're making all these commitments to ourselves and each other. And then every couple of days, people say, hey, he says, or she says, hey, remember this commitment we all made to each other? Are we still doing that?
No.
Oh, I guess we are doing that. Yeah, let's get back on that, right?
And that's what a Scrum Master does. Scrum Master keeps you on track. Scrum Master makes sure they hold you and the rest of the team accountable, in the sense that they tell you, hey, here's what we agreed to do. What are we doing next? When are we going to do this? What are we going to deliver? So the Safe Scrum Master, because I work more with larger organizations, but I've worked with small teams as well. Scaled Agile Framework basically takes the concept of Agile and says, okay, teams know how to use Agile. They already know. I think it's time to expand it beyond just the teams and do it to the entire organization.
Mhm.
So a Scrum Master knows how to work with a team. A Safe Scrum Master teaches you how to work with a team and in an organization as well. Basically, how to communicate with leadership, how to communicate with executives and stakeholders, and how to influence them as well as your team that you're working with.
Great. So where can everyone find that? What are some of the details you're going to get into?
So we're going to get into basically understanding the entirety of Agile. It's going to be very basically, how did Agile started and what's the difference between Agile and project management. In a nutshell, in a few words, the difference between Agile and project management is Agile is think big, deliver small in chunks, just iteratively, every couple of weeks, every few weeks. Don't plan everything at once and deliver it all at once. No, plan big, think big, plan big, but deliver small. That way you have more control over what's being delivered. So the Scrum Master helps with that message. I'm trying not to get too nerdy, because again, that's where I get super.
That's
nerdy
okay.
and
We're
stuff.
at Tech Alley. That's what we're here for. That's why we're here.
That's what a Scrum Master does. Helps a team understand what I just said on a rudimentary level. A team that has never practiced Agile before. If you're going to work with a team that's been working with Agile, you're going to help them, again, tame that chaos that's happening and turn it into clarity. All right, what do we need to tackle first? One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of Agilists or a lot of people that get certified is that they learn a bunch of stuff and then they go implement it right away out the gate. That's not how it works. Yes, I know you're excited. You just learn how to do all this stuff and how to size user stories. What's a user story? How to deliver every couple of weeks, how to look for metrics. I get that. I get that you're excited about it, but you got to slow down. You got to put together an improvement roadmap for your team and say, here's what we're going to tackle every few weeks or every couple of months. So that's what a Scrum Master does.
It's fantastic because I remember my time in the Air Force, it was kind of like, okay, we've got all these problems, we're going to tackle them all at once, right? Because we wear uniforms and
Yes.
that's what we do, and we're good at that.
1A and 1B, right?
Right. But yeah, no, that's cool. So does if someone has no knowledge of coding or Agile, are they okay to come to this course?
Absolutely. A Scrum Master is not a class for. A Scrum Master is not supposed to be somebody who's technical. It helps that you understand how the developers work. That's what I had to do. I'm not technical. I don't know how to code. I'm not an engineer. I was in QA. But what I did is I put the time and effort to understand what developers have to go through to deliver to me what they needed to do. So with that said, it's good to have an understanding, but that should not prevent you from becoming a Scrum Master, a successful
Absolutely.
Scrum Master. Because really it's all in the soft skills. It's all in the leadership skills. Because one of the things I always say, you don't need a title next to your name to be a leader. Anybody can be a leader. If you step into the role and if you do the right thing and you make sure that you look out for your team and their success, that makes you a leader. So again, it's like leading without
I
authority.
love it. I love it. That's what we teach in our classes too. So where can everyone find and get signed up for the class? Where's it going to be again? When's it going to be? Give me all the nuts and bolts.
The one that's starting next week is going to be Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. and it's Saturday from 11 to 4 p.m. It's going to be online. If you want to sign up, go to cyrootacademy.org and or just honestly message me hello@hellohenderson.com. I promise I will get you in touch with the right people. And this is the first class that we're kind of piloting to see what it is. We already have a few students. There's more than just Scrum Master, but we're starting out with the Scrum Master. Personally speaking, if I was doing my own program, if I'm learning, if Jason, you come to me and say, I want to be an Agilist, what do I do? I would say start off with leading safe so you can understand the big picture of how Agile and safe works, then go into Scrum Master, then go into safe, and then I would build a roadmap for you. But knowing that not everybody can afford all the classes all at once, I would say a safe Scrum Master is probably the perfect class for you to get into this world. Or if you've been in it before and you just want a refresher, you want something to give you like a boost shot, this would be it.
That's great.
Yeah.
So they can check that out at hellohenderson.com.
Or message me hello@hellohenderson.com. The
or at
class in
Cyroot
itself
Academy.
is at cyrootacademy.org.
Okay. And how often do you do a Hello Henderson episode?
I do Hello Henderson, as exhausting as it is, but it's a lot of fun. I do it every Friday. Every Friday. I try to put
Every week. How long are the episodes?
They've start off as an hour long, but I'm trying to reduce them to 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah,
lately.
that's we when we started the Leader's Mindset, my goal was to be an hour to an hour 20, and I have found one from a workload standpoint, and two from a how long people kind of hang in to listen to a podcast. Now the sweet spot is 40 to 45 minutes to an hour.
Yes.
Only because, and we could do shorter, but I don't think we get into the good parts of the conversation until the second half.
Absolutely,
so.
yeah. And it's currently on YouTube, but I'm planning on putting it on other platforms like
Yep,
Spotify
that's fantastic.
or BeamPod, I think the other one is called. Somebody said try BeamPod.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah,
I'm
but I'm trying to put it on
I'm on
Spotify.
YouTube and Spotify, and then
Yeah.
Spotify syndicates it out to a whole bunch of other places.
So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Yep.
just follow. I seem to be Jason's footsteps, so I'm just gonna continue doing that.
Well,
he seems to be doing a good
I'm
job.
hoping he's going to run out in front of me so I can learn from some other people for a while. No, that's great. Hello Henderson and Dead Sprint Radio. Are you still doing that?
I'm still doing that. I decided to do Dead Sprint Radio in season, so we
Okay.
just finished. We finished season 1 when Hello Henderson took off. It just kind of took a break from a little
No,
bit.
that's wise.
But I'm starting to do it with my buddy Brent. He somebody I used to work with. I used to work for the government as a contractor for the VA, and he still does. And I have some of the best people that I've met in my life are still in my life from that job. And so he comes in once in a while and he does it with me. I just actually did an episode with Asal Vox Gibson, the leader of Cyroot Academy.
Yep.
But we're decided to do Desperate Radio in season. So now we're focused on season 2. It talks about what is the next evolution of Agile and how does AI help it. We did one where we just talked about Scrum Masters and how they've been falling lately. We're calling it the fallen return of the Scrum Master. So, and how
All right.
we talk a lot about how a lot of people are afraid of AI. We actually just turn that back around and say, like, AI is exposing what you need to get better at.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you're not using AI to help you as an Agilist, as a Scrum Master, as a product owner, as a portfolio manager, and you're afraid that it's going to take over your job because you're probably not practicing Agile. You're probably doing something wrong. AI is supposed to be a tool that's going to help you save a lot of time and be more efficient.
All right, so here's your roadmap. Get signed up for the course. Go listen to season 1 of Dead Sprint Radio.
Yes.
Get caught up on Hello Henderson.
Yep.
Show up online to the course.
Yes.
Get ready for season 2 of Dead Sprint Radio.
Absolutely. And as an added bonus, come this Wednesday to Tech Alley
Yes.
Henderson at the Pass Casino and
Yes.
check out Hello Henderson recorded live at the Pass Casino.
Yeah. So if you want to meet Haas Wednesday
Yes.
at come down today. I don't know how long you're sticking around,
Yeah,
but
I'm going to here for a couple of more hours.
yeah. So but if you can't make it today, come down to Tech Alley Henderson at the Pass Casino on Water Street. That starts at 5, I believe, this month.
Yes.
And then
It's actually, I'm sorry. Before that, we're actually having an AI pitch competition. Look up Karma Hunter.
oh, is that
on
before
LinkedIn.
now?
Yes, it's
Okay.
right before.
Okay.
It's leading up into it.
Okay.
So we're having the AI pitch competition.
Also at the Pass.
Also at the pass.
Okay, get to the pass
it's
early.
It's a joint thing. It starts at, I believe, at 4. The competition's it starts at 4, and then the actual event itself starts at 6.
Okay, well there you go. So get there early. Get yourself a cocktail,
Yes, we have free food.
and they do have free food
Yes.
at Tech Alley Henderson.
Yeah, it's
so-
good food. It's like little finger food, but it's really
Yeah,
good.
no,
It's very delicious.
Better than better than nothing.
And
Better,
come down
better
here
than a
and say
poke
hi
in the
to
eye.
this guy. Come say hi to me and say
Yeah.
hi to this guy.
Yeah, come down to
And bring
Tech
him a
Alley
cup of
today.
coffee or a pair of gloves or something.
I
This
actually
guy's
would love
freezing.
it is you guys don't know, but we are in the shade here, which is awesome for the light and everything rather than what we had when we first started. But it's cool here today.
So I rode my motorcycle. I'm gonna give you my gloves until I leave.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm actually if I get a second, I'm gonna go fold up that backdrop because we were using that to block the sun earlier, and it's starting to get a little breezy. So I want to make sure that gets put away before it becomes a sail and heads off into somebody's car or something off of the deck.
Now I have
here,
a quick question for you before I vacate this seat.
Mhm.
When are you coming on Hello Henderson?
whatever you want me to.
Would you want to come on Hello Henderson or Desperate Radio? So
I will.
Hello
I
Henderson
will come
talks
on.
about Henderson
I will
and
come
community.
wherever you'd like me to come, and I will come on both of them. So,
All right.
So let's book. Do you record in person or is it remote?
I do it remote.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So
Easy.
I just set it up and do
We'll
it
book it.
remote. Yeah.
We'll
As a
book
matter
it.
of fact,
We'll book them both.
Phelan and I did a crossover episode where we started off at Hello Henderson,
Yeah.
and in the middle of the episode we switched over to Desperate
Yeah,
Radio.
we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do a.
Because you seem like a
We can-
nerd like me. We talk about
yeah,
stuff
my-
that's
no,
not
I,
working in the tech and corporate environments.
I actually haven't talked about it much on here or on Vegas Startup Scene. My background is engineering.
yeah.
I have a bachelor's degree in aerospace engineering. My first assignment in the Air Force was working on satellite propulsion systems for space. I worked on radar. I worked on combat ID technologies. I worked on electronic warfare. I worked for a squadron that basically was a small tech startup in the middle of the Air Force, and people would call us up and say, hey, can you build us a thing that does this? And we would say, no, that's stupid, but we'll build you a thing that actually solves your problem.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in a very tech startup-ish kind of
So
way.
I'm not
So
interviewing right now, but let me ask you this. Because this should be a good actually example for everybody. What is your thought of Agile? What do you think about Agile?
I really don't know anything about Agile
Exactly.
because the last time I coded was in that very first assignment in the Air Force, and it was in Microsoft Visual Basic because that was what the PhD who had written the code for the model we were running, that's what he wrote it in.
Yeah.
Before that, I had to learn to code in Pascal in engineering school.
Yeah.
But I mean, coding's not my favorite thing to do, right? So but I don't know it. But the last time I coded was 1997.
Oh wow.
So that's before Agile was even a thing,
It
right?
was, yeah.
So and I know like when I was doing project management in the Air Force, Agile was I think just kind of coming along towards the end of my days in that
Yeah.
small
Yep.
squadron that was like a tech startup. And I mean, I was basically like, hey, are you guys writing code? Yeah, we're doing it. Okay. Is it gonna be ready tomorrow? Maybe. It's gotta be ready tomorrow. Okay, we'll stay all night. Great. Great. I'll bring you guys pizza. That's it. So, I mean, I know all the government stuff that they taught us back, like in the acquisition classes of, and it's probably not even this way anymore, but there was like the software development V of big picture, down, 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 down. Now you're creating modules,
Yes.
test modules, test, right? So, but yeah, Dead Sprint Radio, Hello Henderson. I'll come on them both. We'll book them. We'll book them, and we can roll into a leader's mindset and talk about your experience working for the VA.
I love
So,
it. I love that.
We'll
Thank you so much for having me.
It'll be a 3-in-1. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I love it. Thank you so much.
awesome.
I really appreciate it. You're a really good guy. This guy's a really good guy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're a really good guy. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for spending the time with us. Go get some lunch because you're
Thanks.
probably, if you haven't eaten, you're probably
Can I get you a plate?
No, I'm good. I've actually got something because I never know if I'm going to eat, so I've got something in the car for when I get out of here.
I
So,
appreciate it.
but I
Thank
am
you
going to
so
get that folded up, and then if you see anybody who'd be a great guest for that chair,
Oh, yeah.
send them on out.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks,
you so much.
Haas. It's good to meet you.
Thank you, Jason. Take care.
All right. As I said, I'm going to take a quick break here to get that that backdrop folded up so it doesn't end up in the street. So everybody stick around. Okay. Yeah, go get in first.
Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
Jump in the chair. We have had a fantastic day with all of your good friends. Jonathan Starrett, sat in the chair with us for a little while. Connor Secor from Thumos. Do you know Connor?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, well, he's here. He's floating around.
Okay, cool.
Navy Special Warfare boat driver.
That's awesome.
Has a supplement for brain health kind of thing.
Okay.
Hey. And then Haas was just sitting in
I
the
saw,
chair.
yeah.
So,
Good old Haas.
so-
all the pros.
so-
all the Vegas pros.
yeah, all the Vegas pros are
Yeah.
here. So what do you have going on? You've always got cool stuff going on.
Yeah.
Momentum Office Party coming up
It is. Yeah. So that's in, I think, 14 days.
March 7th, right?
Yep. March 7th, Saturday, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Check it out on Eventbrite. We're partnering with Kiln. It's at the
Mhm.
Assembly.
Okay.
We just lined up. Dave Berlin's bringing in the DJ.
Okay.
And we're doing Kuto with Jarrett and his crew. So that's catering.
Okay.
We've got Jamal doing videography. We've got
Great.
a couple of videographers there. There's a brand. It's like a corporate swag brand. They're sort of executive, more upscale, almost like Lululemon, but for your business with your branding on it. So
Okay.
they're called True Wear.
Okay.
They're out of Utah, but they have an office in.
Well, we don't
in
hold
St.
that
George.
against them.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they're going to add value, which is great. So shout out to Bryce from True Wear. They'll be there. So we're starting to piece together the rest of the vendors, and then the team's working on
Great.
raffle prizes and that kind of stuff with some of the local businesses. And really, it's turning into like an Uncommons block party.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. So
So-
last Saturday, I went to the Uncommons and just hand invited every business there and just said, number one, we're doing an event, partnering with Kilm. We want you guys to come. This is basically, it's for the community.
Yep.
Professional networking event for the community. And so, yeah, when I pitched it, everyone loved it like
Cool.
they did last time.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and
you got
so,
a lot of signups already?
We're at 200 RSVPs
Okay.
on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And so, of course, the conversion, onto Eventbrite.
The conversion to Eventbrite.
Yeah, the Eventbrite's slowly going up, which is great.
Okay, good.
Dave Berlin's going to MC.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I've been telling Dave to stay off that leg, so I don't know.
Well,
I don't know
he'll
how
sit-
thrilled I
he'll
am about
sit-
that.
Yeah, he
but
won't be doing jumping jacks or anything. Yeah, he
I
was
don't
gonna-
know, he might.
Yeah, he might. He
He
might. He
might.
might try to. Yeah, he was going to DJ, but
stay
of course,
off that leg, Dave.
Yeah,
Stay off that
yeah,
leg.
Don't be naughty. We need you. We need you functional as quickly as possible. Yeah, so that's the big thing coming up, and then we are working on a STEM grant.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So that was a result of the ecosystem. I went to Tech Alley Henderson.
Mhm.
They were doing a pitch boot camp. I think it was last Saturday or Saturday before that, maybe 2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah.
And shout out
And then
to
we
Carla
just
Hunter.
talked about the pitch competition coming up on Wednesday. So
Where's that at?
it's at Tech Alley Henderson
Fantastic.
coming up on Wednesday.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I saw
so
that.
it's I thought it was at the end of the program. Haas told us that it's actually starting at 4. The pitch
Yes.
competition, then Tech Alley Henderson, the official
Oh,
program
smart.
starting at 6 now, I
And
think.
that's
so.
the goal of the office party in the future, and why this is a big deal at Kiln is because Kiln has those classrooms at the assembly.
Mhm.
And so in the future, we're going to be doing professional development workshops and
Yep.
courses and stuff before the 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. networking event. So, Haas is going to be doing some workshops with us. Dave Berlin will probably do some workshops.
Cool.
Not at this one, but maybe in
Yep.
our October event. We've locked it down now to one in the spring and then one
Okay,
in the
gonna
fall.
do 2 a year.
Yeah,
That's
kinda
great.
Pace ourselves because
That's great. No, I think
the
that's
bigger
good.
they get, the more logistics heavy they are and the harder they are to produce on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
And then after this one is proof of concept. Well, I mean, we did proof of concept already. So this is basically this office party.
Have you had one since the
No.
the one we did in the fall?
No, we were going to do one
Okay.
the week of Veterans Day in
Right.
November at Muse. Shout out to the guys at Muse. Thanks for offering to host there. And it didn't work out. There were too many moving pieces.
Mhm.
We're still trying to kind of rebound from the first one. So we just said, you know what, we should pause, make sure that we're able to produce a high quality event
Okay.
for everyone. And so after this one, this event is basically MVP for the
the twice a year concept.
yeah, the market viable product. So,
Yep.
so this is MVP, ton of photography, videography. Check out the content on Instagram for Momentum Office Party. The projections team is doing a phenomenal job
Mhm.
producing incredibly high quality content. So you guys can get a better idea of what we're doing here. Go to momentumofficeparty.com. You'll see Jason's face on there from the first one, which is
That's
awesome.
right. Which was great. That was a fun time.
That was a fun time. Yeah. So that's our big thing. We got the STEM grant due basically in about a week. So
Okay.
it'll feel good to get that one over the goal line and then all in on the office party. And then from there, we got a pretty steady cadence for the rest of the year. Just a couple of momentum internship program cohorts coming
Mhm.
in. And really for Q1, we're looking at shifting the program to a STEM program. We did essentially an audit and an assessment in Q4, and we realized,
Mhm.
wow, 90% of our projects are all essentially STEM projects, which is really great.
That's
So
fantastic.
how have you been? It's good to
Mm.
be here. This is
Busy
yeah.
doing podcasts and live streams and working on film projects.
How
and
are those going? That's what I want to
good,
talk about.
good. Yeah, they're
Cool.
they're moving along. So
I
we're
had,
trying to get some structure into how we do things.
From a production
It's been a
standpoint.
little catch can loosey goosey, and I'm trying to as we start taking on more things, trying to get some structure to them, so that we kind of have some things like, okay, we have an agreement documented. We all understand everybody's kind of negotiating position on things.
Yes,
So.
yes. So you're kind of developing the process as you go, basically.
yeah.
From a production
It's
standpoint.
it's we had a number of things that had kind of had momentum before
Mhm.
this group was kind of pulled together, and
Yep.
so So we're trying to let those run their course
Okay.
without getting in the way of kind of the momentum that's built. But for new things coming in, we're trying to put some structure to it so that there's a foundation laid for when we get to further phases of a project. So
Sure,
that's kind of what we're
And
doing.
you're the executive producer on this
Mhm.
one. Big shoes.
Yeah, yeah,
That's awesome.
That-
Have you spoken with Jonathan Sterrett
yeah.
about his
He was
experience?
actually just sitting in that seat
I can
before you
feel
were when we first started today.
Yeah.
He and I had lunch for like 2 or 3 hours on
Yeah.
Tuesday. We just kept talking and talking and talking. He finally had to go shoot a commercial. So.
Sure. Yeah. I
So-
looked him up on IMDb, and he's
He's legit.
He's got a track record.
He's legit. Yeah, not
That's awesome.
like my IMDb.
Well, that's about to grow.
It is.
Yeah.
It's got 2 acting credits on it. So
That's cool.
yeah.
What,
so
what have you been in? What can
the
we see
2
you in?
film challenges we did
Okay.
last fall.
That's
so.
cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
they put them all into IMDb, so those are out there. You can see them.
There we go. You gotta get head. Have
You can
seen-
hear my voice in one and see me help a kid in another. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
So I want to talk to you. Been at TensorWave for a month now.
yeah. TensorWave. Tell us
That-
about that.
It's been phenomenal. So they're amazing.
Tell us what TensorWave is.
Oh my gosh. So that's especially in Tech Alley, everyone knows TensorWave.
Right. Everyone around here knows TensorWave, but
Yeah.
you guys may not know what
That is true.
TensorWave is.
And if you're watching this, you should be here. You should not be watching
Yep,
this. You should be
agreed.
here.
Get down
That's
here.
number one.
Lunches. You probably got 15 minutes to grab lunch still.
Yeah, definitely. So TensorWave is essentially an AI startup. They're a very
Mm-hmm.
large, robust startup. They're headquartered here in Las Vegas.
Raised $100 million last year, the largest Series A round ever raised in Nevada history.
And so they're basically the staple of AI and specifically AI infrastructure.
Mhm.
They're the only AMD partnered AI infrastructure organization. out there.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's basically compute for hire.
Yep.
And AMD architecture structured, not NVIDIA or other chips.
Correct. Only AMD, which is brilliant. So they
I
can,
agree. Brilliant,
can-
brilliant for AMD, brilliant for TensorWave. Good job, guys.
Huge win. So the executive team is phenomenal. The operation, I'm the technical program, one of the technical program managers there. And so the TPM crew is awesome and the operations crew is awesome. And I'm learning a ton at a really, really, really rapid rate. So
I would imagine you are because I have not met the original founder.
Yeah.
But I know Peter Tomasic.
Yep.
And Peter doesn't wait.
no, which is great, which is really nice. So they have a really aggressive tempo with the way that they do operations, which is really refreshing. So I was talking to some of the team members there yesterday, actually, about how's the first month going. And I've worked at startups before that they became comfortable and, we're getting a lot of value out of the business that they're in. But with this startup, they're on an absolute, accelerator path.
100%. Yeah, they are on a trajectory to the moon right now.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, it's super aggressive, which is awesome. And so, really interesting projects, really interesting, pushes that they're doing, and there's a lot of really amazing things that they have in the pipeline. And I think the biggest thing to highlight, number one, is the culture there.
Mhm.
The culture is incredible. I wrote an article on the culture at TensorWave a little bit, and so check that out on LinkedIn. You can find me at Mark Phelan on LinkedIn. So the culture is incredible. I think that's really important. There's actually a lot of veterans there.
Oh, that's good to hear. I did
Yeah.
not know that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Kind of they popped up, when I was meeting people and just kind of
Are they a Vets and Tech partner?
not yet.
Well, we need to
Not
work
yet.
on that.
Not yet. We are.
Good.
We are. So that is one of my sort of side projects
Good.
there. So I had that conversation. But yeah, they are interested in working with Tech Alley.
Good.
And so
Good.
they have some
Good to
things
hear.
coming up. I don't want to spoil it.
That's okay.
I'll give it up
You
to
guys,
the
you guys
people
will
that
have
own
to.
it.
You guys will have to either come down to Tech Alley next month and catch up with Mark, and maybe he'll have a few more nuggets for you,
Do a little Q&A.
or watch us on the live stream if you're not in Vegas or you can't make it down. So,
Yeah, which you should prioritize this event. I
well,
do.
maybe
I do.
you're not in Las Vegas right now. So,
Not yet.
but if you are
should.
coming to Las Vegas and you're interested in this,
Yeah.
try to. I always say this: try to schedule your trip around the third Saturday of the month so you can come down and join us at Tech Alley.
Literally make it a tax write-off for your work or business. And
Yeah. I mean, that's just a bonus. I mean, you get to meet all the cool people at Tech Alley, but
Yeah.
if you can write it off for your business,
why not?
why pay taxes you don't need to pay?
Would you say that this is the biggest tech community event that occurs on a monthly basis?
I believe it is. If there's one bigger, I don't know about it.
Same.
And that's not that's not me like big timing you guys. It's me saying, if you've got a tech event, please tell me about it, because we'll talk about it here. We'll talk about it on
Yeah.
Vegas Startup Scene, and if I can make it, I'll come. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, just from from a sheer number of people, and two, from the offerings of talks,
Mhm.
networking, the variety of things. I don't think there's anything bigger, broader, or even deeper, because some of the tech talks really get into the nuts and bolts of tech
Yeah.
here.
And they do
It's
demos.
it's
and-
all the way from entrepreneurship and like some of the business soft skills kind of stuff down to like there's a Las Vegas Python meetup,
Yeah.
right, where they're in
Yeah.
there like doing Python stuff.
Yeah. The
So-
SBDC, Rachel
Yep,
Gomez, she comes
Rachel
out.
did her talk this morning, and Kurt Walker does Who's Got My Money, and
Yeah.
but I mean it ranges from the entrepreneurship businessy side of
Mhm.
things to the like what we're doing here, like just talking to people and getting
Yeah.
stories, all the way down to like you're gonna go in and in a few minutes they're gonna start demo time. Josh Stacy's gonna start demo time, and someone's probably gonna hook their phone up to the big TV
Yeah.
or to the big
Well,
screen
now it's-
and demo their app for
Yeah.
you, or
That-
demo their hardware thing for you.
And that's the thing about this is the second one here at the new location. Before it was in the Arts District.
Yep. Oh, it's
And-
still technically in the Arts
Okay,
District.
technically we're on the fringes of it.
Yeah.
But this venue now is incredible.
Yeah.
And doing those demos, I watched one last time
Mhm.
where they hooked up their phone and you're literally sitting in a movie theater and you see this, 30-foot tall,
It-
phone screen with
It's a fantastic location, and it just couldn't come at a better time with some of the projects we're all getting involved in, whether it's on the tech side or the art side, or like both, like
Sure.
I'm on.
yeah, true.
And this idea of let's get these two communities married up, and get
Yeah.
the tech people helping the film
Yeah,
people and the
yeah.
arts people, and the film people and the arts people helping the tech people. And like, let's just create beautiful stuff
yeah.
together, and have a great two communities that intermingle in town here.
Speaking of, I made some phone calls. I've
All
got
right.
some updates for you regarding the film resources in LA.
Oh, fantastic.
And so we'll talk about that whenever we have
We
some
will.
time.
We'll talk offline.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
have
So
to.
they're excited to sort of expand.
We'll have
their-
to grab a
their
lunch or
resources here.
something, or
Definitely.
something.
Yeah. Do you?
'cause,
How far are you from Town Square?
I live in Vegas. I'm not nothing.
Perfect.
Nothing's too
That is
far from
true.
anything
20
in
minutes,
Vegas.
right?
I live up in the north side, so it's probably
Yeah.
25 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
If there's no, and we don't have bad traffic here in Vegas, no matter what anybody says.
Yeah.
But yeah, I live up on the north side by Aliante, which if you know, that means something to you. If you don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nothing's very far from anything else in Vegas, which is why it's crazy that people are like, I don't want to go to another part of town.
Oh my God.
Now I will say, from where I live, like if I'm going to do something at Water Street at Henderson,
Yep.
I kind of have to plan my day around
That's a
that.
trek.
Oh,
Well,
I
that's
don't know.
it's a Vegas trek.
Yeah, it's a trek. Although this past weekend, I was attending the Damn Short Film Festival in Boulder City.
Oh, no way.
Right,
That's
which was I was staying at home. Next year I will get a hotel down there
Really?
because it is 6 days
Get out.
of films, like starting at like there's filmmaker breakfast in
Okay.
the morning. There's panels, there's films showing from like noon to 11 p.m.
yeah.
Different blocks of films, parties, events, mixers. So next year I'll just block it out on my calendar, get a hotel room down there,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
if I got to run home or something,
Sure.
then
Boulder
I'm
City's-
not doing the back and forth.
Yeah. Boulder City is such a perfect place for a film festival.
It's gorgeous.
It's so like
gorgeous.
vintage and yeah,
It's
nostalgic.
gorgeous. I want to see if any of our projects upcoming have a need to shoot scenes in like a because Boulder City can double as like a 1950s style town.
Yep.
It can double as like a modern day coastal California town.
Yeah,
It's-
you're right.
Yeah, it's
So
like
a
it
lot of-
reminds me. I was walking down there one afternoon. I was like, this is just like Isla Vista right off of Santa Barbara. I was like, this it could be so.
It has a cool
It
vibe.
could- yeah, Boulder City has a cool vibe, and I hadn't been there. I don't think I'd been there in at least 10 years.
Get out.
Yeah, it'd been a long time since I'd been down to Boulder
Well,
City. I've
has
driven
it-
through, but
Has
I
it
hadn't.
changed?
No,
No, no,
and it's
that's-
fine.
but
Well,
that's that's its thing.
it has, because now it's like a lot of microbreweries and pubs.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the coffee shop is still there. The diner's
Yes,
still there. The
yes.
Mexican restaurants. You know, it's
Yeah,
all
the bread and breakfast.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
all
one's cool.
so a lot of the staples, the fixtures are still there. But then like
Yeah.
there's new stuff coming in too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's but that was really great. So yeah, I did that trek. I built my days so I only had to go down once and come back once. I didn't try to do stuff in the morning and then go back later
Smart.
in the afternoon.
Yeah,
that would have been prohibitive, I think. So
Any big conventions coming up you're looking forward to?
I am going to be going to Unleash HR as media
Okay.
in a couple of weeks.
Cool.
So, and then I am going to be going to NAB Show.
What's that?
NAB Show is the National Association of Broadcasters. So it is a lot of the new tech for TV and film. So
Interesting.
I'm going to be going to that as media in
Interesting.
April.
That's cool. Is that here?
I don't go to
Of course.
conventions anywhere else.
Okay.
If
It
you
sounds like a big deal.
Listen, if you have a
Where is that?
convention anywhere else in
Just
Las
bring
Vegas
it
and
in.
you'd like me to come, I will come, but we are going to have a conversation about why you are not doing your convention or expo or event in Las Vegas.
That is true. Yeah.
Right? We are going to have a conversation about that.
Yeah. Yeah. The
So-
convention capital of the world, I'm sure, and the marriage
Yeah.
capital of the world. That's
And
what
the marriage capital
Dave
of the world.
Berlin likes
And,
to always shout that out. That
Yeah,
fact
it's-
out.
well, there are probably 12 wedding chapels within a stone's throw of where we're sitting
Especially
right now.
right here. Yeah.
Yeah, and-
I think I passed a couple of those.
Oh,
getting
you
married on the
absolutely
way
did.
here.
There are
Yeah.
3 or 4 just coming down
Yeah.
3rd Street here. So
They're doing their wedding photos on Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yep.
So right, you could have your expo and get married in Las Vegas while you're here for your expo. It's
Yep.
You need a really good reason why you're not doing your convention, your expo in Las Vegas.
Everything, birthdays, all
Yeah,
of it.
and you don't need to do it on the Strip. I understand it gets expensive on
Yeah.
the Strip. We
Yeah.
got other places,
Yeah, come
and
to
I'm happy to
downtown.
introduce you. So
That's cool.
so yeah, I if you've got a great convention in another city, I will absolutely come.
What kind of podcasts have you done recently?
Oh, let's see. Sahil Mehta, who has scaled a number of the tallest peaks on each continent.
Wow.
And is a executive coach, business coach, has written a couple books. Is this Thursday's episode of the Leaders Mindset that just came out?
Cool.
I know that a lot of the clips did not post. Opus is having a problem, but I think everything's posting fine now.
Mhm.
We do Vegas startup scene every week, and then just the educational stuff. So I'm trying to think of who's coming up in the queue for Vegas startup scene. I've recorded them out to like May.
IMD.
Fanya Mundi,
production.
owner of Pole Fitness Studio here in Las Vegas, will be coming up in March.
Okay. Pole
Hey,
Fitness.
Chef, how are you? Good to see you.
Hey.
Chef Chris just came out onto the patio. He's the one who cooked today's fantastic lunch from
Every
Taverna
month.
Costera every month. So,
Good month.
yeah, who else is coming up? Philip Atkinson, who, in addition to being a organizational developer,
Mhm.
is also a beekeeper. And we talk a
That's
lot about the
cool.
lessons we can learn about leadership from bees and beehives.
Interesting.
That's coming up in April.
That's pretty cool. I had Jonathan Starrett on.
Yeah,
the-
Jonathan. We're going to get Jonathan on the leader's
Phelan
mindset
Focus.
at some point.
Yeah,
so.
he did great. We had Haas. Haas was on the Phelan Focus. That was an awesome one.
Yeah, Haas was just sitting there. He's like, "Why haven't you been on my podcast?" I was like, "You didn't ask
Yeah,
me.
there you
When
go.
do you want to do it? Let's book it now."
It's that easy. It's
Yeah.
that easy. How would you describe, for the locals in Las Vegas, how would you describe the difference between the Henderson Tech Alley versus the downtown Tech Alley?
It's they're very different vibes. And so Tech Alley Henderson is one track of programming all in one room for the night.
Yes.
And so that comes with a different vibe than what we have here, where
Mhm.
Tech Alley downtown is 4 or 5 meetups all occurring at the same time in 3 sessions a day.
Yep.
In a day. So there are a total of 15 or 16 sessions or more,
Mhm.
ideally more, because I think we've got more space. We're going to do more. Plus we do this.
Yep.
And Haas does this in a different way
Hello Henderson.
with Hello Henderson at Tech Alley Henderson. But because Tech Alley downtown is much more of kind of a free range experience
Yes.
and a choose your own adventure experience.
Yes.
It comes
yes.
with a very different vibe than Tech Alley Henderson, which is very much everybody. We're all coming along on the same team. And we're doing the same thing together, and
Yeah.
they're both great.
They are, and the demographics different, the content's different. So
Yep.
I would encourage people to try to attend both.
If you can,
Yep.
the big limiting factor for me is Tech Alley Henderson's Wednesday nights, and that's
Yeah.
a challenge sometimes. So.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
So
Yeah,
that's
very
just
true.
just for me. That's
Yeah.
not for everybody. That's just for me.
Yep.
So
The last Tech Alley Henderson they had, the programming was shifted a little bit,
Mhm.
and there was more networking involved, and it was,
Mhm.
and then Haas was doing Hello Henderson, which is
Yep.
cool. So what I love about Tech Alley downtown is that you meet new people sort of in passing, or
Yeah.
you go to some of these
it's
meetups.
free range, right?
Very, very. And then Tech Alley Henderson, you're all in one
Yep.
venue,
Mhm.
and so you kind of like, I don't know, like stew together in a way, and you see them
You
multiple
do.
times. and-
It's what the great thing about Tech Alley Henderson, what I really like about it is you can come in, and because everybody's there and everybody's usually eating,
Yeah.
You can just go from table to table to table, and you can kind of boom, 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 meet
Yes,
everybody.
Yes, they're all
And
in a
go say
corral.
hi to people you know, meet the new
Yeah.
folks. What's nice is there's a really great mix of of faces you don't see here at Tech Alley Downtown,
Yes.
but faces you do see here at Tech Alley Downtown.
Yep.
And they intermingle and sit with each other at tables, so you can kind of go over and be like, "Hey, it's good to see you," and then meet someone new, and
Yes.
it's all very organic and not weird and awkward, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so it's great. It's
Yeah, there's an overlap of the people that
Yeah.
attend downtown versus
Yep.
Henderson, and then there are people that only attend downtown or Tech Alley Henderson.
Yep.
Yep, which is cool.
yeah, which shows us that Tech Alley Downtown and Tech Alley Henderson, there's an audience and room for both.
Yeah, there's a different value that you get from each event, each
So
experience.
so the vibe is different, but they're both worth going to.
are there
Both great.
Are there any other tech meetups or meetups in general that you would say kind of rival or people should check out?
In terms of size and like community fun vibe,
Mhm.
I haven't been to a Startup Vegas pitch night in a while, not since the summer.
Sure.
And in fact, I had somewhere else I had to be, so I only popped in there for like 20 minutes.
Yep.
That is fun. That usually draws a lot of people. That usually gets a lot of conversations
Yeah.
started. The Startup NV master classes or the Startup NV,
Yes.
things that they do can be a lot of fun
Yep.
and build some community. You tend to see a lot of the same faces at those, but
Mhm.
those are great for catching up with people. I'm trying to think of what else there is. I think Momentum Office Party was great. Not
Thanks.
necessarily. I'm not just saying that. I think it was great, and it's not necessarily just a tech thing, but I think the vibe of that was really great. Very
Yeah,
very community, and you guys worked very hard to make sure that people
thank you.
intermingled and interacted with each
Yes,
other.
yes, that
Instead of collecting in their groups, which tends to happen at some
Yep,
of those
yep.
things. So
The Momentum Office Party is programmed in a way where we prevent people from getting into their cliques.
Mhm.
And we even had some of our clients there, and we had to like break them up. We said, you guys
Yep.
didn't come here to just talk to each other. You guys are going to go talk to other people, meet other people in the ecosystem, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Vegas is very Baskin Robbins esque
Yeah.
as far as events, where like whatever your flavor is, you should try them all and attend and check them out. And
Yeah.
you're going to get value out of anyone that you
there's
go
something going on. I mean, there's a no matter what time of day it is, there's probably a networking event going on
Literally.
somewhere in town from 7 a.m.
Yeah.
to 9 or 10 p.m. at night. So
What platforms do you find most of these events on? Because I'm a huge LinkedIn fan. I live on LinkedIn. If you want to chat me on LinkedIn. So I go LinkedIn first, and then maybe like Meetup. What do you prefer? What do you suggest?
LinkedIn is just kind of based on who I'm connected to and
Sure.
the LinkedIn algorithm.
Yeah.
Especially like when I'm looking for stuff for Vegas Startup Scene.
Okay.
To
Yeah.
run on the Monday show.
Yep.
LinkedIn is where the stuff I don't know about pops up the most.
Yeah.
And so then depending on how late we are in the week, I will either send that info over to the VA, the virtual assistant, to write that into the script, or like if I find stuff today or tomorrow,
Mhm.
I'll write it into the script myself because
Yeah.
the script's already been delivered.
Or
for
hear
this
about it
week.
in passing from other
Yeah.
people. That's like one of the
So-
best benefits of this thing is that a lot of the events that I end up going to, you just hear about.
So LinkedIn is great.
Yep.
And then if you're really looking to dig in and see everything that's going on, Tech.Vegas by our good friend Ben Lasky. So
yeah,
to check
Hunter
check-
Marketing.
Hunter Marketing,
Yeah.
yeah. So check Tech.Vegas, Hunter
Mhm.
Marketing. And Ben just doesn't have Tech.Vegas. He has a bunch of other things through Hunter Marketing, a bunch of business networking event, other kinds of events that are going on. So check out what Ben Lasky's doing with Hunter Marketing, and especially Tech.Vegas if you're interested in tech.
Mhm.
You'll find. How you doing?
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, and then there's
So-
Eventbrite, and then
Yeah,
Meetup.
I find I don't know if it's my Eventbrite and the algorithm supporting it.
Yep.
Or if it's just Eventbrite in general. I find I really need to search for stuff on Event. Like I
Yeah.
kind of need to know what I'm looking for.
Yes.
And just scrolling through everything on Eventbrite does
Yeah.
not get me very far.
Yeah, there's a lot of events
Yeah.
on Eventbrite, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which is what Eventbrite wants, and good on you guys,
Yeah.
right?
And then Meetup, that's where obviously a lot of the meetups are.
Yep.
Like Spark After Dark for
Mhm.
networking. And I
Yep.
think there's another Spark in Summerlin South. So
Yep.
if you can't find an event, it's definitely on you.
Yeah, no, I mean,
That's a
if you're
it's a
if you're
user
looking
issue.
for something to do, and like, there's no shortage of places to find it, but Yeah, I would say if you are looking to start connecting with tech events and tech people, Tech Alley,
Start here.
downtown, Tech Alley Henderson,
Yep.
Startup Vegas, Startup NV.
Yes.
That
I
will
agree.
that will get you introduced to the core of the community that shows up to all of those things, and then they will start telling you about other stuff, and you will start, you follow those people on LinkedIn, you
Yeah.
go to their events, you follow their events, follow their, like their posts, all that kind of stuff. Your algorithm will get like my algorithm is of, Len Jessup's doing a virtual talk
Yep.
for something, right?
Yeah.
There's this pitch competition coming up that
Yeah.
nobody knew about for some reason.
Yeah.
So
What's your take? So I've had this conversation several times over the last month. The difference between the tech scene and ecosystem here
Mhm.
versus the startup entrepreneur scene and
Mhm.
ecosystem, right? So like Startup Vegas, Startup NV,
Mhm.
I would say that's more entrepreneur startup, obviously.
they are focused. Startup NV and Startup Vegas, and they are each focused on different things. So
Mhm.
Startup Vegas is focused on kind of giving that entrepreneur community for the I'm a founder,
Yep.
helping you with the business side of things, and that's not to say one of your bosses is a founder of
Yeah.
Startup Vegas, right?
Yeah.
But it's not designed to be the technical thing. It's
Mhm.
designed to be the founder community thing,
Got
right?
it.
Startup NV is more focused on, yes, that founder community, but also trying to get, they're investing in stuff.
Yeah.
They're trying to invest in Nevada founders and
Because they're
Nevada
partnered
companies.
with Angel NV,
Yeah, they've got a
Yeah.
whole bunch of different. Angel NV is part of Startup NV, 1864.
1864, sorry.
What's the other one? There's two other ones and I can't think of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Angel NV finals
Yeah.
will be coming up in, I think, beginning of April, and that is worth going to. That is a fun event.
Yeah.
You get to see the quick primer on Angel NV is Startup NV sets up a, hey, how you doing? You're
What's
next.
up, brother? Yeah.
Oh, well, if you want to talk to me, you got to
You
sit in
gotta
the
sit
chair.
here.
Either that or you have to find a co-host to sit in this chair so
Yeah,
I can
true.
come talk to you. But no, I'll catch you. Angel NV is a program Startup NV runs, and it's focused on getting first-time investors or people who want to be angel investors, giving them the training to be effective investors.
Yep.
Are you in Angel NV?
I'm not in it, but I took the boot camp, the Angel
Okay,
NV boot camp
yeah.
and it was great. It was 6 weeks long. It was on
Yeah.
Tuesday
Yeah.
downtown. And it was,
Did you
pretty-
take it as a founder or an investor?
as a founder?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two sides of Angel NV. So the
Yep.
focus is helping to create more angel investors in the ecosystem.
Correct.
And so you go through, there's a boot camp that both founders and investors attend. And that's the beginning of it. And then it's like a 16-week program or something
Yeah.
where they bring in founders and companies and they bring in the new investors
Mhm.
and the founders and companies like work on the businesses
Mm-hmm.
and create stuff for the
Investors.
pitches for the investors to look at.
Yeah.
And then over the course of I forget how many, I think it's like 16 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of gets trained in their role and gets experience looking at stuff. And then there's the Angel NV, and I keep calling them the finals. They don't call it the finals, but the I think it's the top 5 companies pitch,
Mhm.
and then somebody's a winner, and they get a prize, and I think there's a second place prize.
Okay.
But there have been companies who have, even though they didn't win the first or second place prize, the investors and Startup NV have said, well, we really liked you guys. We're going to set up a special purpose vehicle for investment for you through
Yep.
Startup NV. So
It's a brilliant model.
it
and it's
is really great. And
very
it's helping,
symbiotic.
it's helping build the things we need in town here, which
Yep.
is more founders,
Mhm.
more companies that are ready to pitch and ready to take capital investment from
Mhm.
investors. And that's not an automatic thing. Just because you have a company
No,
doesn't
it's
mean you're
not.
ready for investment.
No, it's definitely not.
But those investors who have looked at a bunch of pitches, looked
Mhm.
at a bunch of financials, looked at a bunch of things to say, okay, I'm ready to
Back
yes,
this, yeah.
this I would invest in this, and here's why.
Yes. Yes.
And not just because it sounds cool.
if you're a founder, that's why that initial 6-week boot camp is really important.
Yep, that's why it's really
They
important
do
to get you
legal
ready to
due
go into that.
diligence, financial due diligence, how to create your deck, how to do the pitch. it's legit. It's a boot camp that is designed to kind of get you
Yeah,
prepped and ready.
I
to
think it's a
then enter
fantastic
into it.
program. I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't go to I keep calling it the finals. It's not the finals.
They
But
should rename it the
I didn't go. Maybe they should.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great event. I couldn't go last year for some reason. I went the
Mhm.
year before. It's a great event. I'll tell you, I did something fun a couple weeks ago. Startup NV had their pitch room event,
Okay.
which is they had 4 founders come in. It wasn't pitching for investment. It was
Mhm.
pitching to a panel of like I was there. Leith Martin from UNLV was there. Oh God, I can't remember. She's a doctor. I can't remember her name, but she's a medical doctor,
Oh.
and she's an investor. So she's invested in a bunch of
Cool.
companies. And so they came in. They had I think it was 7 minutes to pitch, and then 10 minutes for
Q&A.
Q&A
Yeah.
and feedback.
That's a
and
great
so
format.
yeah, it was a great format. There's no pressure that you're not going to get an investment because nobody's investing
Yeah.
at that event.
Yeah.
It's not like anybody's going to write you a check
Like
there.
practice, basically.
It's a
or-
good opportunity. You know my philosophy: more pitching, always better.
Totally.
So
yeah.
so the more times you give your pitch, the more feedback you can get. Even if it's just like, even if the feedback is, we're not going to invest in you at this time, and
and here's why.
and hopefully they tell you why.
Yeah.
But more pitching, always better, I say. And what's great about it is there was not an audience either,
Oh,
because
nice.
we've all been to pitch events where they open it up to questions from the audience, and then
That's tricky.
the panelists are like,
Yeah.
"Ugh,"
Yeah.
and
yeah.
the organizers are like, oh
Yeah.
God. And then the founders are like, why would you ask me that?
Yeah,
And so it's a fun format.
So there's 2 pitch competitions that I want to plug. One is I was able to attend the Blackfire Innovation
Mhm.
Zero Labs.
oh yeah, I have not been to a Zero Labs
was cool.
cohort or pitch
It was
yet,
super
and I need to
cool.
do that.
I think it was cohort 7.
That was cohort
think,
7,
yeah.
and cohort 8 is now open for applications.
Ooh.
Cohort 8, I don't remember the exact dates, but cohort 8 will be running in July.
And it's sports themed, is what I hear. I might be wrong.
I didn't even notice for the next one coming in
Yeah,
sports
I
themed. Great.
think. I don't know, but yeah.
No, but
That's what I've heard.
they do have a theme usually, so
Okay. Yeah. Do you know what the theme was last time?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but it was cool. It
I
was
don't
cool.
even know, they may not have had a theme. I don't remember.
Yeah, I met. So I went there. Shaq Cruz, shout out Shaq Cruz. Thanks for the invite. Went to go meet up with Shaq, and then
Mhm.
found out that they were doing their pitch comps, and got to meet the founders. I thought it was Vegas only. It turns
No,
out
no,
it's
it's
not
not.
Vegas only.
Mm-mm.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
So they literally fly people in for
Mhm.
it was like a week, 5 days.
They do, I think, 3 days. I think it's like a Friday afternoon through a Sunday
Is where they
evening,
kinda
maybe.
prep.
It's kind of like a startup weekend
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
But
So and then
they're
they,
doing great things, and a lot of those companies are getting picked up for investment. They're doing
legit.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. The companies that were there, the people that I spoke with are legit.
There was
So-
a stretch of time in the fall. I think it was the fall.
Mhm.
Maybe it was the late summer. I couldn't go on LinkedIn without seeing a Zero
Oh my
Labs
God.
company
Yeah.
like saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, we just got this investment.
yep.
Thanks, Zero Labs."
Yeah, shout out to Ryan Rubio.
No,
I got
Ryan
to
and Quentin
connect
and
with him.
everybody. Yeah, they're Zero
doing a
Labs
great
is doing
job.
great stuff. So
Yeah. So went on a Friday, and everyone was doing kind of their sort of lab training session, and there were
mhm.
cadre there, coaching everyone around the pitch. And then they did that again Saturday. Saturday there's
Mhm.
a networking event. So
Yes.
I went back Saturday for that, and then Sunday they were doing pitches, and that was a closed sort of session.
Yeah. Mhm.
Which is good for the pitch comp. And so as they were kind of going in and coming out, I was able to sit there and chat with some of the founders
Yeah.
and kind of pick their brain on what they're up to,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
very
super cool.
cool.
The other one I want to plug that is coming up is the SBDC AWS pitch comp.
Yes.
So they're doing another one. So shout out to Karma Hunter for hosting that. So she's posting that. That was the one that Projection did.
Mhm.
And so now we have this partnership with AWS. Shout out to Quavion and Shreya, our our technical account manager and engineer at AWS. So super exciting to see that happening again. I think that's going to be phenomenal for the ecosystem.
When's that coming up?
I don't know. I think it's
Yeah.
soon. It's like
It's not what we were talking about. There's a pitch competition coming up at Tech Alley Henderson on Wednesday. It's not
That's
that.
different.
This is
Yeah.
that's a different one.
Yeah.
This is coming up. This will be much more involved.
I think it's March or May-ish, maybe.
I'll have to keep an eye out because we
Earlier in
got
the year.
do you know if applications are open for?
I do.
Okay,
I saw that.
I need to
Yeah.
I need to look it up, and I need to get it into the Vegas startup scene.
Yeah, so check it out
for
on
this week.
LinkedIn. Follow Karma Hunter. She's
I'm going to
posting
say that
those.
right now. I haven't even looked. The virtual assistants delivered this week's script.
Okay.
Every time I get something in my mind of, I'm going to have to go look this up and add it into this week's script. I open up the script and she's already got it in there.
Amazing.
So
That's
she does a great job.
power of a-
Lucette
of a
does a great job.
Great VA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does a great job. So
How long have you been working with your VA?
about 3 months now. It's been great.
How's that going?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I had a VA 2022. So Kru, shout out to Kru. And that was right when OpenAI ChatGPT was coming out. And so I think we'd already been working together for about 3 months, and then we started implementing AI into everything. And through working with the VA, doing the coaching and the training and the meetings and then performance reviews and whatnot, that was actually the precursor to the Momentum internship program. So I took that whole program of managing the VA and providing her professional training on top of that. She actually wrapped up with me, and her goal was to get an executive assistant job, and she went to work for McKinsey after that, which is pretty incredible.
Very cool.
Yeah, super cool.
If you're looking for an executive assistant job, McKinsey is one of the places you want to go.
Yeah, and so now she's back on the market as a VA. If you guys are looking for VAs,
Cool.
she kind of cut her teeth on
Got
McKinsey
a bunch
for
of
bit.
McKinsey experience.
Ton of McKinsey experience. Yeah, so now she's
Had a 26-year-old MBA shouting at her over nothing important.
I hope not.
Because it's
I hope not.
McKinsey.
Kru's super nice. Nobody should be shouting at Kru.
No.
But she then
Honestly,
went to go,
McKinsey, most of you guys probably shouldn't be shouting at anyone at all.
That is
So,
true. That is true. You're probably the problem. If you're shouting, you're probably the problem. But yeah, then Kru went and worked at Meta after that.
Oh, cool.
And so yeah, she was doing project management actually, which
Yeah.
is incredible. So the power of professional development and training and just getting experience in general with something.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's so if anybody's starting off as a professional, just get in somewhere, kind of like we're talking about here. Just get to a pitch competition, get to an event.
Yeah. Get to something. Meet some
Get-
people.
Yeah, do
That's it.
something. I want to talk to you about tech sort of developers and, where do you see they get hung up in their process? I'm sure you meet a lot of them, especially at events like this. And from what I found, you sometimes meet the same person again and again, and they're still in the same phase of product development or business development.
Yeah, I don't think that's unique to tech. I think I don't know if it's unique to our Las Vegas entrepreneur community.
No, it's not.
But yes, there's it's probably not even unique to entrepreneurs. It's probably you probably see it in a lot of other industries as well. There's the the advice of what we all know we should be doing, and then there's what we do every day, right?
Yep, that's it.
And I'm not perfect either, right?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of things I know I should be working on and steps I should be taking, and I procrastinate or I get wrapped up doing something else. And
You're distracted.
I think I'm answering your question, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, you.
So what was what would be a solution that you would propose to people that are stuck?
The number one thing, the number one piece of advice I give people who are new entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs is you have to treat it like a job, and you have to get up and you have to turn the crank every day.
Yeah.
You have to have things that you do every day. I mean, you don't need to do the same thing every day, but
Sure.
you have to have things you do on Mondays. You have to have things you do
Yeah.
on Tuesdays. You have to, and you have to do them. You have to get up. You have to turn that. Doesn't matter if you don't want to get up
Yeah.
and do it. Doesn't matter. You have to get up and do it, right?
Mhm.
And yes, it'd be great if you could hire somebody to do it, or it'd
Yeah.
be great if somebody else would do it for you. That's not always the case, right?
Yeah.
So you have to somehow make sure all of the things. There are things that a business needs to do every day to get run, to make money, to pay expenses, to make profit, all that. You have to get up every day and make sure those things happen, whether you do them or somebody else does them. And then once you are making sure those things all get done, and typically in the beginning it's you doing them, then you start going, okay, I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
Do I learn how to do it better, or do I get somebody to do it for me, right?
Yeah.
And then you still have to make sure it gets done every day.
Mhm.
It just may not be you doing it. If you decide to learn it, which a lot of entrepreneurs have to do, right?
Mhm.
In the early stages, we have to learn how to do something to get to the point where, okay, I can bring in the revenue now to pay somebody else to do it better, right? And then, so you have to either learn to do it or and then once you've figured out the things that you're not good at,
Mhm.
that you need someone who's better at it to do it than you, then you start going, okay, now what are the things I don't like to do?
Yeah.
Right. What they're not getting done because I'm procrastinating because I don't like to do them. So you have to get
Totally.
rid of those.
Totally.
And then there's a whole set of stuff you probably like to do, but you doing it doesn't make a lot of sense because you would be focused on the strategic big picture.
Or you're not good at it.
And you may not be good at it. You may like it, but not be good at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least if you like it, you're willing to do
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
Being good at that's a whole that goes back to you got to figure out what you're good at and what you're not good at first, right? So you get to okay, I love doing this part of the job, but it's keeping me from focusing on the strategic big picture. It's keeping me from going to meet with those big clients, right? Because I'm sitting here editing videos, right?
Exactly.
I can't go do this thing that would bring me in a bunch of money if I could make the sale, to them sitting here editing videos or making clips or whatever it
And
is.
I think
right?
that's that getting stuck that I was
Yeah,
talking about.
that's where most entrepreneurs get stuck, is they haven't figured out how do I get past the things I'm not good at? How do I get past the things that I don't want to do?
Yeah.
They don't get done because I don't want to do them.
Mhm.
And then how do I get past the things I love to do but don't make sense for me to do anymore?
Mhm.
Right.
And the
And-
solution,
and then you get
is-
up and the crank's got to turn on all those things still.
Yep.
You just don't have to be the one doing them.
the first part is, regardless, get it done, because then when you are looking to hire or replace or bring in and partner with somebody to do those things, you say, well, I've been doing it and this is what I learned and this is kind of what works and what doesn't work. And then the other solution is get out and meet people,
Yeah.
go
You
to
have to.
events.
You have to
Tech
build.
Alley.
You have to build a pipeline.
Yeah.
Whether it is a pipeline for customers, whether it's a pipeline for potential employees,
Yes.
whether it's a pipeline for strategic partners, you have to be out building that pipeline. And if you're not doing that, that's got to be part of the crank you turn every
It
day.
is. Yeah. That was one of the biggest things that affected projection is
If you want people to come to
Coming
you, start a podcast,
that is true. Yeah. Yeah. Or don't, because you have so much.
or don't,
else
because it
going
is
on.
a lot of work.
It's a ton of work.
It is a lot of
It
work,
is a ton
but
of work,
it is
yeah.
also a ton of fun.
It is
So,
a lot of fun. What are some things that you've learned launching your podcast?
oh wow. It's like it's kind of so much stuff. Like
Yeah.
picking one, like there's a flood of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've talked about this. This wasn't really my goal when I started the podcast, but it became a goal very quickly. People who go on podcasts go on a lot of podcasts usually. A lot of people kind of are professionally going on
Like a
podcasts.
professional guest.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's great.
Yep.
And where this really started to come in for me is when I started getting kind of inbound requests to be on the podcast.
Mm.
And it was always kind of a philosophy, but I really kind of crystallized when I started getting a lot of, and I started getting a lot of guests who were like book authors. And you know, they're trying to go on like 70 podcasts in 2 months to promote the book.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And so for me, it became really important to try to do my research so I could build questions that I could ask the guest that they have not been asked 100 times before.
Exactly.
I don't care if they've never been asked before, but
Yeah.
I just like, I want to make sure that I'm not asking you, one, for the audience, two, for you, the guest,
Yeah.
because you've had to ask you've gotten answered. You've been asked these questions 100 times before.
Mhm.
So I want to try to ask questions that they haven't been asked 100 times before, and it lets us talk about things. If it's something I can just find in the research,
Yeah.
I don't need to ask you that.
Totally.
So that's, and now sometimes there's background stuff, right? My audience may not be familiar with,
Yes.
so I gotta, but I try not to get to that first. I try to
Yeah.
work that in. And in fact, I almost always try to work the background stuff in as like part of my question.
Yeah.
So that they can talk about what they learned or how they came to that,
Yeah.
or stuff like that. So,
Yeah. So what I'm getting is hosting a podcast, you develop the skill of crafting these conversations.
Yeah.
In a way
Yeah.
that creates value not only for the guests, but also for the viewers.
yeah. And for
Ooh.
me,
Yeah, and for you, so that you're not just hosting sort of a run of the mill podcast.
well, and also because if I can read about it on your website,
yeah.
I don't
Why
need.
br- why bring it up?
Why? It's not interesting for me to ask you if I already know.
Yeah.
Why ask questions I already know the answer to?
That is true. And I think that a lot of podcast hosts will just like plug those sort of like
Yep.
soft pitch T-ball questions.
Now, what I will admit is that with just about every podcast guest, I do a pre-call or a pre-interview,
Yes, 100%.
and that is a really good thing
100%.
because you will find if you're going to start a podcast, many of these people who are ready to come on your podcast, if they've written a book or they're a professional in some way, or they're a startup founder, who like some of your bosses who've been on a lot of podcasts or have been asked,
Yeah.
done media and that kind of stuff. You will find that they have a lot that they can talk about.
Mhm.
So we do the pre-call one, a little bit as a pre-screen just to make sure it's not going to be a dud episode. Never had one.
Yeah. Good pre-screens.
Two, to narrow down the topics we're going to talk about.
Mhm.
And then three, for me to be able to frame, okay, here's how I'm going to craft this so it fits our niche as a leadership podcast.
Yes.
Here's how I'm going to craft it so that this is of value to the audience. And here's how I'm going to craft these and try to create a flow of the questions so that it's interesting or kind of build into highs and lows and story moments and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
That's what I'm trying to do. But mostly what I'm trying to do is just have an interesting conversation with someone that I hope someone else will find interesting.
Yeah.
But that comes from asking good questions that elicit good answers. It's a
Which is-
long
which
answer
is a
to that.
skill. Well, I mean, that's the answer. Yeah, I mean that is a skill, like a hard skill to develop.
It is.
It's
It's
figuring out what questions to ask, when to ask them, anticipating the answer, the kind of answer that they're going to
Yeah.
give, and then ensuring that you're designing a follow-up question.
I spend a good hour to 2 hours minimum.
Yeah.
Just working on the questions for every episode.
That's why your podcasts are so good. So
Yep.
go check them
That's
out.
and that doesn't include the pre-call, and that doesn't include any other research I do.
Yeah.
So, and I am by far not the person who does the most research on podcasts. I know podcasters who do 8, 9, 10 hours of research. Now, if they have a book, I will try to read as much of the book as I can.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, because I'm coming at mainly from a leadership standpoint.
Mhm.
I don't need to know everything about the person.
Mhm. Just the concepts
I need to understand their take on the concept.
Yeah.
And then I can ask a question about that.
That's awesome. Jason, you're doing good. Great work.
I'm trying.
You're not
I'm
trying.
trying.
You're doing it. Good job.
We're trying to do good stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and you know, you're new to townish,
Ish.
but
yeah.
the progress we've seen in the tech community, in the entrepreneur community, the way people are coming together, the way people are showing up to stuff. I mean, this is new for us. This is new in the last 2 years, even though Tech Alley's been going almost 5.
Yeah.
And I credit Tech Alley with a lot of the getting that flywheel turning of this happens every month. Come
Yes.
down. We want to see
Super
you.
consistent.
How have you been? What's
Mhm.
going on? Tell us what's going on. Do you want to give a talk? Right.
Yeah.
And it took a few years to get that flywheel turning, but I give Josh and Tech Alley a lot of the credit for getting this community moving and people showing up, and starting to connect with each other and collaborate with each other.
Well, you're a part of it, right? You're
And-
the
and
you're
this
the
has been a-
megaphone
This
for
has
Tech Alley.
been a great opportunity for me and a real privilege to be someone who gets to talk to people behind that camera about
Yeah.
what we're going on here and
Yeah.
to create a different kind of Tech Alley programming.
Yeah.
Right? We have something different going on here than is going on in there.
Yeah.
So
And you're really enhancing and sharing and showcasing the culture of Tech Alley
Yeah.
through this. And if you're watching this, I used to be you. I was literally laying on my sofa on a Saturday and just wrapped up a workshop in the morning.
we have told this story already.
Yeah,
today.
yeah, we
I think
have.
we've told
Oh,
it
have you?
twice.
Really?
But go ahead, tell
No
it
way.
again.
Oh my
It's-
God.
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
all different viewers
Yeah.
now. So
Yes, I was grinding away at projection for
Mhm.
for 2 years, or now it's 2 years, so for about a year and a half, and I was stuck, and
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to get out of the house and where to go, and I'd gone to networking events and met people, and I just wasn't really gaining that much traction, and I was doing all the things you're supposed to do. I was taking the boot camps.
you were
and-
turning the crank every day.
I was every day, and whatever popped up into my email for a workshop or a boot camp, I did it regardless. And so it was a Saturday, and I was doing this boot camp on, I don't know, I think it was tax due diligence for your business or something. That Score was putting
Just
on.
hire an
Yeah.
accountant.
Yeah. So trying to do everything yourself.
Hire an accountant. If you have a
Yes.
business, hire an accountant. Don't do it
Definitely. Yeah.
yourself.
And a lawyer.
Best
Yeah.
best decision I ever made.
Yeah.
In fact, all my documentation is ready to go to the accountant for my
Congratulations.
taxes for
Nice.
2025.
Very good,
So
very good.
that is a project for this week.
Yep.
Get
So-
that all packaged and sent over.
So wrapped up this Saturday morning, I think it was 8 to 10 a.m. workshop, and then took a break, and I was going to go to the farmer's market and plopped on my sofa, laid back, and was checking LinkedIn, and there was a live stream, which is very uncommon on LinkedIn.
It's
to see
very
those.
uncommon to see on to pop up in your feed.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, this looks cool. So I started watching it. I'm like, wow, this is actually really interesting. I was like, who is this guy? And I was like, oh, it's Jason LeDuc, and we're connected, and he's an Air Force veteran.
Yep.
So I kept watching it, and threw in my earbuds and went to a farmer's market and was walking around. I was like, I need to go to this right now. And I just left the farmer's market in Green Valley and hopped in my car and drove down here and walked up and was like, hey, Mark Phelan from
And we
LinkedIn.
put him on the live stream
On
at
the
that
spot.
exact moment.
So be
on the
careful.
spot.
Be careful when you come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're next.
You're next. Let's do it, Jason. Great work.
Yeah.
Great work.
Actually, what time? How are we doing on time here? Actually, it is 1:30,
It
and
is
if there is
1:30.
if you would do me a favor and see if there's anybody else who wants to come on.
Sure, I'll be right back.
But thank you for joining us, Mark.
Jason.
I don't think. Did we mention that you are an Army veteran? in this?
We don't shout it out too much, but
We should. We should shout it out
yeah.
more. But yes, Army veteran. So shout out to all our veterans who are watching, all our
Yeah.
veterans in our
Dave Berlin,
entrepreneur and
Marine
tech
Corps,
community, and
JP, Navy.
and that's
You're Air Force.
I'm Air Force,
Yep.
and that's part of the goal. We've been doing. We've been working really hard to to combine the veteran and the entrepreneur and
Yes.
small
And
business
tech.
community.
Vets and tech.
We're working on bringing that tech in. I'm
Yep.
working on bringing the film stuff. So
Yeah.
I think we're going to have a really good core community, these sub communities that support a larger community of people who are
Yes.
just trying to do good stuff in Vegas.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
but thank you for joining us today.
Thank
If you
you.
would, kind of do a last call for anyone who wants to come on the stream,
I'll do that.
because it's time to start packing up if
Okay.
we don't have anybody.
All right.
So,
Thanks.
all right, thanks.
All right.
Hey, do you guys know each other? You guys should talk. Hey, how are you? You're on camera right now. So, no, let me just see if there's anyone else who wants to come on. If we're done with the stream, we'll talk. Okay, cool. That's great to have you come down. So, hey, while we're waiting to see if we got anybody else coming up on the stream, so we're in the second round of talks right now. I'm going to tell you what's happening right now at Downtown Tech Alley. We are in the second round of meetups. It started at 1:15. It goes till about 2:45. So right now we're doing demo time with Josh Stacy. Hey, do you want to come on? All right, jump on. Yeah. All right, you guys are gonna have to wait to get the rundown of what's coming up. But how you been? Welcome back.
Good. How are you?
Welcome back. We saw you last in November, right?
Yeah.
So-
Thanks for having me on then.
So JP.
Yeah, JP,
JP
Josh
Prado?
Prado,
Yeah.
Military Relations for Western Governors University.
Yeah.
So, yeah, once again, happy to be back in town and catch up with you all and see all the happenings in Las Vegas. So, yeah, I'm grateful to.
Happy to have you back with us here in Vegas. Happy to have you back on the live stream. So
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's going on?
Yeah,
the
latest
last
in-
you were here for Global Entrepreneurship Week. You were supporting a bunch of veterans initiatives.
we
with-
had MCon, we had
MCon.
VetFest, we had funders and founders. There was just so much things.
yeah,
going on.
founders and funders. If you are a founder in Vegas and you have not come to a founders and funders event by Mike DeLuca, you need to show up to those. I don't know when the next one is. As soon as I know, you guys will know. I couldn't make the last one, but they're really great events.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, just quick recap. So since November, surprisingly enough for you folks that are looking to get into and get out there and network, I know I overheard Mark Phelan mentioning about attending events and the
Mhm.
importance of expanding your business as an entrepreneur,
Mhm.
as an individual looking for employment, or just as personal development is just getting yourself out there and expanding your organic, your in-person, and your digital brand is something I think that is beneficial for all of us.
Yeah, it's something that's got to be in your cross check every day, and it doesn't mean you need to go to an event every day. It doesn't mean you need to reach out to somebody every day. It doesn't need to make a new friend or new connection every day. But it is something you need to be thinking about every day and saying, what are the events I do want to go to? Where are the people I do want to connect with? Who are the people I want to connect with? Why do I want to connect with them?
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. That's super important. I think in our journey, it's growing to being like an attendee to check out. Is this something that's worthwhile?
Mhm.
To on the flip side, is this some kind of event that I have the capacity to throw or sponsor? So we've got in March, I believe it is the Momentum Office Party
Yep.
that Projection is throwing.
Yep,
to
that's
kind
going to
of
be great.
bring together a lot of folks that are here from the Tech Alley and beyond. So hopefully I'll be in town for that as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, since November, 12 events in 12 days. I had a quick sprint to get the lay of the land in Vegas, and
You hit it hard.
it was
Us locals are like, oh, you'll learn.
well. I think in my line of work or in my personality, it kind of goes in ebbs and flows. So I took the holidays to decompress,
Yeah.
spend time with relatives, friends, and family, and connect and take that time for once in the last 10 years to kind of do some R&R, and then we hit it hard here in February. So I'm just coming off of if any of you guys are familiar with AppSIA and you're familiar with the chapters, WG is a corporate member, and we usually sponsor and attend or in some capacity support AppSIA events.
I see it. Armed Forces Communication. Is that the one
I
I'm
don't want to
thinking
get
of?
that one wrong, so I
Yeah.
should probably pull up. So for those who are interested, because there is an AppSIA chapter here.
Oh, we have one here.
in
Great.
Vegas.
I remember when
not
I was in
butcher that.
college doing ROTC,
Ar-
the Boston AFCIA chapter would sponsor stuff.
Yeah, it would be Armed Forces Communications and Electronics Association.
Yep.
So part of which is in San Diego every year around January, February timeframe. We have West 2026. So this year, we not only had our national team in town, the other military relations managers. Shout out to Joe Carrillo
Mhm.
from Texas and Scott Stratton, my counterpart in Chicago, and a few other members. And we were fortunate that the theme this year was around maritime sustainability. So the admiral. Our fearless leader and senior director at WGU was one of the speakers. He was a former president of the Navy War College, and among other things. And so he was our prestigious guest of honor slash speaker at AFCEA West this year, and him attending was one of the highlights. In addition to event production, we also did a community event adjacent to AFCEA alongside our community partners. So we had people attend from U.S. Veterans Magazine, from Veterans Spirit Club, from We Defy Foundation, the BJJ organization. So just building community as we normally do. So that's important to me. But forward looking. Just excited to get out here as much as possible to like Nellis and Crete and support our Air Force component and a few other things. But back to what you're saying, so people can maybe get some value out of this conversation is just keep doing and keep tuning in and keep bringing people into the network, because expanding, the breadth of your opportunities, especially through your digital platforms, you can learn a lot. So, big on branding, big on networking and event production and supporting those. So a lot of us are throwing our own events. We're not just attending events. We're as you move through the ranks, you go from, volunteer all the way up to putting yourself in a position to kind of control the action in a sense, to where, after 10 years of attending events or 5 years or a couple of months, move into a space where you're helping set up, move into a space where you're jumping on a live stream. What's the worst that can happen is somebody finds out a little bit about more of who you are, and you become, not just, oh, I met you one time. It's like, hey, you're my friend, and I have this idea, and what do you think? And I think that's super important to have. We had a few, actually, cool story. I just met one of the guys here at the bodega down the street, and happened to be a Marine Corps veteran and interested in a few things. We have there he is now. Yeah. And just bringing him into the fold, because we work as a team. So let's just talk about social dynamics. We work as a unit in team sports growing up, right? Basketball, football, for the most part, unless you're just a really good individual performer, savant. And then we go into our backgrounds, military background, and we do things as a team, and of SMEs, and essentially what we should do for those that are, veterans military is build a network of warrant officers, where we're sitting here and it's like, you're really good at this and you have this equipment, and I'm really good at this and I like emceeing, and I'm really good at this and I like being a DJ, or whatever that it is. It could be cybersecurity. There's a lot of things that I maybe don't have, as much of a passion or interest or background in, but you do. So why not build that team in your life, going the next 1, 2, 5, 10 years of funders, founders, volunteers, speakers, producers, subject matter experts, and can, do this. So, this is a great example. Shout out Josh Levitt to, Tech Alley to showcasing and doing something that I think is much needed in every city. So I'm happy to be back here and back on. And
no, absolutely. It's fantastic. Connection is what it is all about. And Tech Alley, I give Josh and Tech Alley a lot of the credit for starting to build that connection here in our community. So
yeah, absolutely. So yeah. I say usually we say in those meetings, chairs report. I brought up something just so it can that would be good. So as of January, WG has been doing a lot of things. We've kind of created a new brand and logo, so you'll see some of those campaigns come out from a branding perspective. Updated the Night Owl logo and color scheme a little bit. But in terms of our impact across the nation, total alumni are now 418,523.
Congratulations.
December grads, we had 5,618. And I think we're still around 30 to 40,000 military connected students, forging their paths in business, education, technology, and healthcare. So if you're interested in competency-based tuition for or programs in regards to your degree path, then you can go with WGU. That's enough I'll say about say about that. But yeah, on a personal level, I'm happy to be here and contribute to the ecosystem on a veteran to veteran side. Just building relationships and creating camaraderie and bringing more people into the fold via platforms like this. So yeah, take a risk, take a chance. If I could give anybody some insight from my background is put yourself out there. So what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
You don't need to be the best speaker. You don't need to be the best, have the best equipment. I've been running an iPhone 13 for 10 years now. I probably, or whatever, I got to upgrade that pretty soon.
I've had this one almost 3. I think this is a 14. And until I have to charge the battery more than once a day, that's the one I'm gonna have.
But that's a perfect example. Somebody else out there has a red camera. Somebody else out there has a DSLR, or somebody else has a live stream setup at an event. You know, Leduc Leadership shout out right here. So continue to build, help each other out and grow. And I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited to be on here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you got a few more people coming up, but if you want to connect with me on socials, LinkedIn's going to be Joshua Dominic Prado. I go by JP for short, representing WGU Military Relations. You can find me on Instagram at Vetted Talent Network. That's Victor Echo Tango Delta Talent Network on Instagram and Facebook. But yeah, essentially what I'm here to do is just, in general, my life's mission is to expand opportunities for those coming out of the military and military connected for employment, education, entrepreneurship, and events in some way, shape, or form. And what I'm happy to report is the guy on the other side of the camera, the guy on the other side of the mic, you guys are all part of Vetted Talent Network. And it doesn't need to be, when I had that vision in 2018 of what that is, it was not because it was just me wearing a logo or having a brand and saying, hey, this is my thing. Is that you represent that, you embody someone who's doing those tenets or representing that brand. So I believe it will grow, and I believe more people will kind of come into the fold and learn more about what you do and how we can help each other.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love that you're here with us in Vegas this week. I love that you're back on the stream. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the love and support you give to this show, the other shows we do, Tech Alley, and all the events here. So we're always happy for the love and support you give us. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're here in Vegas, make sure you head out to the Momentum Office Party in March
7th.
Make sure you attend Tech Alley events, and which is essentially like speakers, networking, food, camaraderie. Learning a little bit about some topics that you may not know about. We just had robotics programs from the high school kids, right? School, STEM. I know there's some SEO ones that are going on right
Eric
now.
Eric Lacasse is doing SEO and AI.
Again, like step outside of your comfort zone. Some of those things, it's not your jam, but if you come to these things and you learn a little bit more about it, then you walk out after a Saturday morning. With some more knowledge in your pocket.
Yep.
So
if you don't know where to start, if you're a little nervous about where to start, you've never been to an event before, come on down to Tech Alley on a Saturday, or come to the Tech Alley Henderson coming up on Wednesday. And everyone is very welcoming and will help send you in the right direction. So
yeah, if I haven't said it or nobody's mentioned it before, it's like, spend Saturday morning or Sunday going to farmers market. It's like the same thing, except you come out with more knowledge, more friends, and more capacity.
And you're going to get a free lunch out of it. So
that part too.
So, all right. JP, thanks for joining us.
All right. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Who's next? Come on. Our good friend of the show, Sophia Monroe, just walked in. You wanna Is there coffee? Is there popcorn at the concession stand? All right. I just, because Sophia gave me her popcorn last month. That's what made me think of that. So, and by gave, I mean I took it out of her hands. But no, coffee would be great. It's getting cool out here. Just black. You want to jump in real quick? Oh, okay. No worries. I was gonna have James jump in while you guys were talking, but
Very good. I'll be quick. And
awesome.
How you doing?
Hey, tell us who you are and what you're all about.
All right. So
speak right into this microphone. Get close.
I got you. All right. So I'm Micah. I am the Notion plug here in Las Vegas. And what I do is I basically take people's companies and I place it into a one workspace that actually has AI. And that workspace is Notion. So it's a
Okay.
really cool platform for project management, also content creation. And it basically helps you manage your back end. We're talking about all these different companies here. Well, where is your operations going to be? And that's, I pick Notion. A lot of other people use a lot of different other platforms. But I
Why did you pick Notion?
Notion, I think, compared to a lot of the other ones, they are growing very fast. They're very popular in San Francisco. They kind of started with a lot of college students, and then they kind of expanded out with entrepreneurship. And I picked Notion because it actually has all the databases and everything that you need, but you can custom curate it to how you want it to be. And it actually has AI in the platform. So I'm not having to go to ChatGPT and do all my information there and copy and paste over. It's already there. And you can use different models of agents or AI models like Claude, Gemini, and stuff like that, all in that platform.
So pick your favorite model
your
or
poison.
all the ones you like to use,
all
and
the
then
ones
it's
you
all
like.
integrated.
All integrated for $20.
Awesome. How did you come to be involved in this?
So I came to be involved in this about 4 years ago. I just graduated from Fordham University. I did my master's in business. So I do have an operational background for 7+ years. And my best friend came to me and she was like, I don't want to honestly run my operations in my business. I need your help. And
Okay.
so we were in a meeting and she had all these sticky notes all around her and she couldn't figure out where she wanted, like what she wanted to tell me. And then I was like, okay, we're going to start with you. You're going to be my first project. And as the CEO, we can't move without you being organized.
Agreed.
And so I already tried Asana and Trello and other platforms. And then I went on my YouTube rabbit hole and I found Notion. And then I was like, oh, yeah, this is the platform. This is what we're going to use. And I customly built out her operations like Lego blocks.
I'm going to check it out. I'm not familiar with it, but I have also worked with Asana and Trello, and
Yeah,
they weren't for me, and so I'm going to check out Notion.
absolutely. I would definitely check it out. I actually have office hours that do go on the first and second Tuesday at 1 to 2 p.m. where people kind of just drop in and ask me questions about Notion. So sometimes it's my clients, sometimes it's random people that I meet on LinkedIn. So if you have any questions about Notion, feel free to drop on.
I absolutely will. Tell it into that camera. I'll go back and watch it later, but tell everybody who's watching where they can find you, how they can get involved in those office hours.
Cool. The fastest way to find me is actually on LinkedIn. I love posting on LinkedIn. It's a really great place to network. This is actually how I found Tech Alley, was through LinkedIn. It's a great community here, but you can find me. You can type in my name, Micah Mason. It's MYCAH, Mason, MASON, and that's the fastest way to connect with me.
Fantastic. Is this your first Tech Alley?
Second. I actually went to the first. This is my first one with this new building.
Okay.
And I went to the last one last month and got into went to the AI workshop, and Tim was really, really great.
Tim is great.
And
Tim
really
is really
connected
great. with
with him immediately. So that's another thing. People are very active and really want to connect here. So I connected with him and I was like, okay, I think I got a platform that I think will be really great for this.
That's
audience.
fantastic. I don't know how many more guests I need to bring on here to tell you it's great down here. Come on down. We want to meet. We want everyone here wants to meet you. Come on down and join us.
Yeah, I actually spoke at 11 o'clock. And
okay, great.
And I actually did a whole demo about how you can have AI in your workspace and why it's way more powerful to have it in your workspace than to actually have it into ChatGPT and you search
I'm
for
sold.
everything. Yeah, because it's a whole database. My whole company runs in this workspace. My team is in it. Everyone's operating fine, and that's usually how I get everybody else implemented.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today, Micah. It's
Thank
been
you
a
so
pleasure.
much.
It's great to have you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Do you want to come on? Jump on. Tell us what you're all about. I didn't catch your name.
Give me 1 second to get closer to the microphone.
Yeah.
So my name is Anthony North. Hi there. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Anthony.
I am a audio-visual technician.
Okay,
out
you're going to
here.
want to be closer to this.
I am actually. You are correct. Yeah, I'm a audio-visual technician out here with Rhino Staging. So,
Okay, cool.
I set up the concerts, live events. Just got done working for like Cardi B. Did Mariah Carey's Christmas thing. Worked for Lady Gaga. A lot of the big name events. Very much the guy.
Nobody you've heard of.
Right. But I'm very much one of those guys that's kind of behind the scenes in the shadows. I get to see the magic happen. You don't get to see me, right? Outside of that, though, I did 5 years in the Marine Corps.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. And it's people like that is why we do it, right? The people who understand that with all the freedoms that we have comes a sacrifice. And those people that are willing to make the sacrifices are the ones that I respect the most, right? Those 5 years in the Marine Corps gave me a lot of great opportunities. They really did. I got to go to Japan, loved it out there, didn't want to come home. Almost married a Japanese girl, so I didn't. Her dad didn't like me. That's the only reason why I didn't. And when I came home, the Marine Corps is different here in the United States than overseas. It really is. Garrison runs a lot different.
Garrison, I had a couple of deployments under my belt in my time in the Air Force, and Garrison is different from. It's certainly different from a deployed environment, but even overseas bases are very different from CONUS bases.
Yeah. I did one float on the USS Essex, right? When you're on ship, you're 12 on, 12 off, no days off. Right. It's just
one thing to focus on. You just do your job
and
work out, eat, read a book every now and then. It's
and there's something beautiful, but also it will make you feel so small being out in the middle of the ocean. Just floating on the top of a flight deck, just looking out and no land in sight. You realize just how tiny you are on this big rock floating around in space, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It changes your whole perspective on the world. And I got to see a lot of third world countries as well. Just that experience changed my whole mentality on things. And, there's a lot of things I love about America as a country, and we have our problems too, right? That being said, we're a young country.
Yeah.
250 years in July, right? When the Declaration was
We're
signed.
a teenager.
Yeah, in young regards. And I got out as an E4 corporal. That being said, I was in an MOS that didn't promote easily. I worked on the CH-46.
Oh, yeah.
And during the time I was in is when we were retiring the CH-46 and swapping her out for the V-22 Osprey, which, in my personal opinion, is not the best tech out there.
You're not the only person to feel that way. I never did any work with the Osprey. I had friends who worked on the Osprey, but I'm not super familiar with it other than seeing them on TV. So
they look cool in movies.
Yeah,
they do.
They look great.
They look great, but the 46 had a smaller LZ, and I feel like we should look at the tech between both and try to revise it, adapt it, and engineer something that's better that can still have that smaller LZ while being able to get the troops out and back in a convenient way. It's always about, especially in avionics, further pushing that envelope to see just how far we can get this hunk of metal to go.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And it's funny, the whole reason I ended up showing up to this event is me and JP ran into each other, right?
Right, just down the street,
Just
right?
down the street talking to each other about our military experience, just networking and being friendly. Turns out he works on F-18s. Or at least that's what he used to do in the military. And he did almost the exact same thing I wanted to do. Unfortunately, once I finished my school at NAS, my career planner came up to me and was like, well, it's time to pick your aircraft. I got every flavor of rotary you can imagine, right?
That's just what they needed that year.
Needs of the Corps, I went with the 46 because it was the one with the legacy, and nowadays I have so many different hobbies. I've managed to figure out how to turn my hobbies into profits, right?
Good.
I'm a home brewer.
Cool.
Part chemist, part scientist, part art, right? I do mead, I do cider, I do beer.
That's fantastic.
And I'm looking to turn that into an actual brick and mortar business.
Okay.
It's interesting, just looking at these microorganisms that can turn things into alcohol or kombucha, or
right?
something like that, something that's healthy for gut bacteria. And you put them under a microscope and just study these things, right? It's interesting. It changes your perspective on the world just looking through a tiny little lens. And in most regards, I very much am the type of person who just tries to change people's mentality by getting them to look at things at a different angle. I feel like just by doing that, a lot of times people learn different things about themselves. I don't want to take up any more of your time.
No, it's great. I wanted to ask, is there anywhere in town here people could get your products?
Well, because I'm currently at the homebrew level and I haven't gotten any of my licenses yet.
Okay.
I have to be very careful about how I sell my products. I technically cannot put a price on anything I do. I
Okay.
have to stick to a donation base
Okay.
until I get licensed. And because I'm doing beer as well as wines,
Mm-hmm.
I have to get a dual license.
Okay.
I'd actually be one of the first people in Nevada to do this.
Mhm.
By doing that, I have to keep all of my beer products separate
Yeah, I would imagine.
from all of the wine
Yeah.
products to stay within regulations. There's a lot of weird stuff that I have to deal with
Yeah.
the ATF just to get
Yeah,
licensed
I would
before I
imagine.
can get the brick and mortar
Yeah.
going. It's going to be some legal battles, but I'm ready for the fight.
Okay. Where can people find you so if they want to give you a donation? They can do that.
You know, I have Instagram as well as Facebook, Bloodbeard Productions.
Okay.
As what I use for my audio, and then Bloodbeard Brewing Company is
Okay.
the name that I use for the actual home brewery and all that stuff.
All right, great. Anything else you want to leave us with before we let you go?
You know, anytime there's anything that's new, modern tech, I love seeing that stuff.
Okay.
Send it my way.
You came to the right place today.
Right,
So
right. So it was great meeting
very
you.
cool. It's
Thank
great
for
to
your
meet you as
time.
well. Thank you for taking the time to sit with us. All right, Mr. Ritchie. I know you've got news.
How are you?
Good. How have you been?
Always good to see
Pull
you.
that chair up. Get close to that microphone.
Got to fit too.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. Big news. New facilities open, right?
Yes, we just opened in Summerlin. We're at 950 South Durango. We do robotic fitness.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine in the past, everyone believed you had to have 6 or 8 or 10 hours in the gym each
Mhm.
week. We're more using data, AI, and robotics. We're more effective in 2 15-minute sessions
Yep.
each week.
Absolutely. And you guys have data to prove this. This isn't you're not just making this up.
Absolutely.
So the company's name is JewelFit. Tell everybody a little bit about how you got started on this.
I was a mechanical engineer and a robotics engineer. I built assembly lines for more than 25 years. Always had a really strong interest in fitness. So I basically merged the two together.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So the new facility is up and running.
Yes. Come visit us, 950 South Durango. If
Okay.
you go to jewelfit.ai,
Yep.
you can scan a code, get a free workout, come visit
Yep.
me, and try something you've never seen before.
And there's a lot of tech involved in this. It's not just weight machines, right? There's AI behind this, and not just behind the machines and the workout, but all through the scheduling. Tell us a little bit about, because there's a whole scheduling and sequence to this. Tell us a little about the
Yes.
tech you use to get everybody scheduled in and rolling through and keeping it kind of moving.
Yes, we set it up kind of as an automated assembly line. So when you go online, we built our own back-end platform that has all the scheduling, all the accounting. One of my nerd backgrounds is I love accounting, and it's when you talk about accounting to a programmer, it's a rule set. So it's very easy to program. It's just understanding accounting is very difficult. But what we had to do is we went out to all of the areas where they, all of the biggest names in scheduling, and no one could do what we do.
Mhm.
Because every 15 minutes, I've got 15 seats available.
Right.
So how do I schedule you to that? So what we've done is if you schedule for 10:15 a.m., there's 18 slots available.
Mhm.
You don't need to know that there's 18 slots.
You
but
just need to know there's one for you.
That's right. So we built that whole system. We've automated it to where if you go to jewelfit.ai or scan a QR code, it automatically links you to the person who referred
Mhm.
you. So we've set up all of these back-end systems to
Yep.
make it very effective.
Yep.
Eventually, that software package, we believe we've got one of the best platforms that will spin out of
Yeah,
JewelFit
I think
too.
you guys will definitely be able to spin that out.
Yes.
That's awesome. All right. So the company is JewelFit. You can go book a workout, a free workout now, jewelfit.ai. Do you have a QR code I can hold up anybody can scan?
Not from this
Okay, that's
distance.
okay. Go JewelFit AI, go book yourself a 15-minute workout, a free 15-minute workout, and you only need 2 of those every week for the rest of your life.
Yes, you can actually only handle 2 of them. It doesn't matter how
Yes.
much muscle you have.
Yes, it is diminishing returns if you try to do more than 2 a week, according to the data. So
Yeah, we take 50,000 measurements every
Mhm.
time you work out. I can tell immediately if you're not recovered. So
Yep, absolutely. All right. Anything else you want to leave us with before we let you go?
good to see you. This
It's
is
good
a
to see you.
great-
I gotta
great
get
new
down and see
location.
the new place, and I gotta come do a workout. So
Absolutely.
but yeah, it's great. I was talking to Jonathan Starrett. We were kind of opening the show, and He was like, "Did you hear about that?" I was like, "Yeah, we're familiar with that."
He's
He's
coming.
like, "I
to
got to get
visit.
down there." Did he talk to you guys?
I did talk to
Great.
him today.
Awesome.
Hey, it's
So, all right, it was good to see you
thank
again.
You're gonna need a jacket.
All right. I didn't think it was gonna be. I mean, I knew it was gonna be cool today, but I didn't think it was gonna be this cool. So, it's yeah. We're managing. We're getting it done. All right, we are wrapping up the second round of talks here. We are in the middle of it right now. Demo time with Josh Stacy is running. Let's see what else. Victory is running the drones meetup right now. Abigail Otero is doing user experience and product design. That's a really great one. I've seen that at Tech Alley Henderson. Good friend of the show, Eric Lacasse, is doing SEO and how businesses get found today, not founded, found online. Eric is a huge expert in how search is working now and how AI is influencing search and how your business or your brand is getting found online now, how people are finding you. And then Adam Englander is doing the Las Vegas Python meetup. And then we are coming up. We are just shy of 45 minutes from the third round of talks. And that will be Justin Otero and Josh Stacy running Sin City Programmers, James Roop doing the blockchain self-custody crypto meetup, Jackson Wright with social marketing, and then Andrew Prell is doing esports, AI movie, and interactive concerts. So, how you doing? You want to sit down?
Man. I'm going into a meeting, but
Okay, no, that's no problem. It's good to see you. Yeah.
good to see you. I didn't even think it'd come down until Andrew invited me.
Well,
There's a chance I might be getting a building right over here.
oh,
and
cool.
Doing an actual.
Okay,
You're
awesome.
first on the list to
Call me.
just to let you
I'll be here. I'll be here. Good to see you.
know. Good to see you.
All right.
Great.
All right, thanks. All right. I am gonna do. Actually, would you do me a favor? Would you just shout out a last call for anyone who wants to come on the stream?
Sure.
And if I don't have any takers, we're gonna start packing up. So that's the rundown. You heard what's going on. We have had a lot of great friends showing up today. A lot of new friends showing up today. It has been a great day. I want to thank everybody for all of the kind words they have said about me and what we're doing here on the live stream in Tech Alley. Those are certainly not solicited comments from them, but I do appreciate it. It's nice to know that the hang on one second. Okay. It is nice to know that that this is what we're doing here is being appreciated, that people are watching, people are finding it interesting, and they're sharing it. I love that so much. So Mike Wilson, how the heck are you?
Jump into the cameras right
No,
now?
no, jump in. Yep.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We got Ed here. He's going to film us.
Don't worry, we got audio.
All right. I'm
We
glad
got good
do.
audio running.
I didn't think I was going to catch you today, Jason. Good to see you.
Good to see you. No, it's we were what's actually really nice about how we're set up now
Lens.
is I can just ask someone like when they're getting on the chair, hey, go out and scream last call in there.
He did that.
And then yeah, we did it a couple times. Then a bunch of people came out, and then we did it again, and a couple people came out, and now you're here. So it's been a while since we've sat down and talked. How are things going?
Jason, it has been since before the new venue. Love the new venue. This new venue is
Yeah, it's fantastic.
outstanding. I have a couple minutes, just 2 minutes, and we have been filming like kind of man on the street interviews.
Mm-hmm.
To try to get people to be able to promote the work they're doing. So we
Yeah.
talked to Dave Berlin.
Great.
We talked to, I call him Phelan, but it's Mark Fallon.
Mark Phelan, right there over there.
There is Phelan. Talked to Phelan. We talked to Gary Gottlieb. We talked to
Gary's
Josh
great.
Levitt. We talked to Joshua
Yeah.
Levitt, the organizer, amazing organizer. And I said, I got to get Jason LeDuc. And every time we look out, for the past like 8 hours, you've been out here. You're setting up. You just go. And,
No, we
man, you do
just
such a
go. That's
great
what
job.
we do. We go, we get this, we do it. We just do it. We're
You're
telling
doing
the
such a great
stories.
job.
So
You're doing such a great
appreciate
job.
it. Thank
Well,
you.
Since I have you here on our camera here,
Yeah.
give our crowd a little bit background on you and the things that you're doing and how to find you.
Oh, wow. So Jason LeDuc, 20-year Air Force veteran, engineering, worked satellite propulsion in a laboratory, worked flight testing, radar, electronic warfare. I worked for what you would call now a small tech startup squadron that ran as a tech startup in the Air Force, which was fantastic. Did a couple deployments to the Middle East. Got out in 2015. Actually, in 2014, started my business. I do leadership and strategy training for other businesses, and then worked on my MBA at UNLV to try to learn about what's being taught about leadership in MBA programs. And as part of that, I got involved in a group called Rebel Venture Fund. And Rebel Venture Fund is a student-led angel investing fund at UNLV. And so got involved in that to learn what investors are looking at looking for in businesses they want to invest in. I fell in love with looking at pitch decks and talking to founders and doing deals. So I've kind of stayed involved in the tech community here in Vegas after I graduated and left that, and became a mentor for Startup NV and worked with Startup Vegas and a bunch of the other groups here. And then when Tech Alley started attending that. And then a couple of years ago said to Josh, hey, I'm doing podcasting now. Would love it if we could do a live stream from your event. And he said, we would love to do that. And the rest is history. We've been doing that and telling great stories of the people who show up to Tech Alley and are making the tech ecosystem move and shake here in Las Vegas. So
I'll tell you what, that's one of my most favorite things about Joshua Levitt. He wants everyone else to be the superstar, and he really does facilitate that for us here at this great new venue. And then, do you mind talking a little bit about your interest in other interests of film, anything like that?
That is, I got so wrapped up in talking about how great the tech community is.
Yeah.
I have started. I've been asked to work with a collective of filmmakers here in our Las Vegas film community to executive produce some of their projects. So we're trying to up the game on the professionalism and the production values in some of the film projects going on here in the Las Vegas film community, try to build a little bit bigger budgets, still do things really cheaply, still create really great products, but turn some of these great ideas for films that the Las Vegas film community has into development deals and derivative works deals, and turning things into series on FX and HBO, or get short films made into longer features and things like that.
So it's so important to me to not lose our humanity within this next push of technology. And I think it's such a neat combination that you have, Jason, between the tech and the art of filmmaking, which combines all the arts, I think, the visual and audio and so much else. And so exciting. This is your host of the podcast and leadership as well. Please tell people where they can find you before we wrap up.
Yeah. So go to, actually, we have just renamed the company. It used to be Jason LeDuc Leadership Consultants. We are now officially LeDuc Leadership and Media Group, to reflect that we do the podcasting, we do the film stuff. So leadership is the core at all of it, right? We do the leadership training, but we bring the leadership to your film project or your media project, and as well as the media pieces as well. So that's what we're doing. Go look for LeDuc Leadership and Media Group online, LeDucLeadership.com, LeDuc Leadership on all the socials. I think our Facebook is still Jason LeDuc Leadership Consultants. I got to get that fixed. But we are out there. Look for LeDuc Leadership, Instagram, LinkedIn, and LeDucLeadership.com. You'll find us there.
And then to learn more about Tech Alley, go to techalley.org. Vegas is rapidly becoming a hub for technology, not just for the state, for the country, I think for the entire world. We'd love for you to be a part of that. Come out to techalley.org. You get a chance to meet Jason in person. And thank you to Jason's crowd for bearing with us here as he wraps up some of the most amazing interviews here at the very end.
This is the best part of the day. This is when we're like, hey, we're going to pack up, and people are like, no, I want to get on.
That's right.
This is the best part of the day.
I think we might have a few more.
Yeah,
so
no, it's
I'm
great.
going to let them jump in.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Vegas Crypto Group.
Vegas Crypto Group.
We're still doing every other Monday.
Well, yes, thank you for asking. Yeah, we have. We're changing our multi-chain Mondays, and so I'll email you on that.
Okay.
And thank you for keeping everyone abreast. Go to Instagram because he's always doing some amazing updates, and your leadership interviews have been incredible.
Yeah, we've had some good interviews
I've
lately.
been watching that on YouTube as well, so we're checking out.
All right, so check out Vegas Crypto Group. I know you guys already know about it. You guys don't necessarily know about it. We got multiple cameras. We got people filming right now. It's fantastic.
It's true.
But yes, please check out Vegas Crypto Group. Multi-chain Mondays, the Tuesdays, and Web3 Wednesdays on the first Wednesday of the month. So,
that's right.
All
And we've got so much more. So yeah, really appreciate your time. We'll talk more later.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks so much.
Who's next?
All right.
Ooh.
No coffee, my friend. I did look.
I thought that might be the case. So, no, I'm good. All right, thanks. Hi, I'm Jason.
Hi, I'm Deja Watson.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Deja.
to meet
So,
you.
speaking of the SBDC's AWS
Mhm.
competition, Dave Berlin just introduced us, and
Mhm.
so you're with Nestle AI.
Yes, I
and,
am.
Okay.
She's going to be pitching at the AWS pitch competition.
Oh,
too.
fantastic.
So, I
So-
wanted to introduce you guys.
So
to that.
first,
you.
first, do you know when it is? Because we didn't know.
Yes, next Wednesday, February 25th.
Okay, very
Yes.
good, awesome. So tell us about you and tell us about Nestle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
So-
you're going to want to get a little closer to this microphone.
Okay. All right. How about that?
Yeah, we'll pull the chair if you want. Let's pull the chair up a little closer for you. That'll work a
There
little
we
better.
go. Okay.
That'll be good.
So my background in accounting and finance ranges back from about 8 years. I've worked in property accounting, and I've worked closely with a lot of government companies.
Mhm.
So the IRS, Secret Service buildings, and different things like that. And working so closely with them, I realized that it's a huge demand for automation.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
simplicity. And then a lot of landlords don't get into the rental estate market to become accountants. They don't want to do the bookkeeping, right? So
Nobody wants to do the bookkeeping.
exactly. So that's where Nestle comes in. Nestle brings the simplicity, the automation for your tracking your performance across portfolios. So it's designed to initially just give the owners, the rental property owners, and the investors just a break so they can worry about the growth of the
Okay.
company. Right. So I'm super excited about that. Yes. What else?
So what was the journey with this company?
Yeah, so the journey has not been that very long, but it has been trying. Right now, we're in early stages right now. We have a demo dashboard live
Mhm.
at nestleai.net.
Okay.
You're able to see the demo dashboards for the tenants, for the landlords, for the investors, and
Mhm.
accountants. You'll be able to see examples for the AI-driven insights that we have to offer. And I've already been getting traction on our wait list from a lot of property owners. So a lot of people are excited for us to launch soon. So that's really exciting.
That's cool. So is this kind of a multifaceted platform? So the tenants have an app, the landlords have an app, the accountants have an app.
Yes. So that's the thing with real estate is it's a lot of disconnected tools. You have one app for this, one app for this, a spreadsheet for this. Nestle offers all of that into one platform. So there's no need to go anywhere else. Everything that you need will be right there in one place.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you're pitching on Wednesday for the AWS pitch competition.
Yes.
Fantastic. What has been the biggest lesson you've learned getting ready for pitching investors?
I think just preparing for those questions. You can never prepare too much. Just trying to understand what the investors are looking for. How I am different from competitors. I think that's just the main purpose that I'm focused on right now is just making sure that I can answer every question appropriately for the investors so that they know that Nestle is the future.
Sounds great. No, it sounds like it. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm
Absolutely.
not even a landlord, but I'm gonna go check it out. It sounds fascinating. Are you Las Vegas local?
Yes, so I'm actually in Henderson, but yes,
Okay.
I am here.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool.
Thank
Is this
you.
your first Tech Alley?
This is my first time here. I actually just found out about this like maybe 2 weeks ago. So I decided to come out. It's a great opportunity. I've met so many people here. I'm excited to come every month now.
Yeah, it's great. I've been coming. We've been doing this live stream every month for almost 2 years, and I've been coming to Tech Alley since late 2020.
Okay, so you've seen the growth
Yeah,
over the
it's
years.
it's been
Yeah.
fantastic. So, what is coming next for Nestle? You're gonna go do this pitch competition.
Yeah, we're doing this
Are you pitching
pitch.
investors? Are you raising? What's going on?
Yes, so we're raising and we're pitching to investors next week. Right now I'm looking for like any accelerator programs. I'm also looking for anybody with some tech background, the
Okay.
developers in anything. I'm possibly open to a co-founder,
Okay.
any partnerships, property owners, different things like that. I'm definitely open to it. So
All
super
right.
excited.
Fantastic. Well, it was great to meet you. Tell everybody again. Look right in that camera. Tell everybody
Yes.
again where they can find you and where they can find Nestle.
Yeah, so you can look on social media at Nestle AI. The website is nestleai.net. And my name is Deja Watson, and I'm the founder.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Deja, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank
It
you.
was great
Have
to
a
meet
good
you.
one.
All right. I think that is everybody. Let me give you the quick rundown here. And as I'm giving you the rundown, if anyone else comes out, we'll get them on here. So we are wrapping up the second set of meetups here at Tech Alley today. Right now, you could be in demo time with Josh Stacy. You could be in the drone meetup with Victory. You could be doing user experience and product design with Abigail Otero. You could be with our good friend Eric Lacasse for SEO and how businesses get found online today. And you could be doing Python with Adam Englander, but you are not. You are watching this. However, you could get down here in time for the third round of meetups. Sin City Programmers with Justin Otero and Josh Stacy. James Roop, blockchain self-custody crypto. Jackson Wright is doing social marketing. And Andrew Prella is doing the esports, AI movie, and interactive concerts meetup. So, and that's a new one. So I'm interested to learn more about that one. So let's see. I don't see anybody else coming out here. I think we're going to pack it up. Thank you all for watching. It's always great. It's great that to find out from all our guests that people are watching this, that people are appreciating it, that it's helpful to people. That's really why we do it. It's nice to get the kind words, and I really appreciate that as well. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining us today. We are going to wrap it up for the day. It's always great to have you here at Tech Alley. Remember, we are here every third Saturday of the month at Downtown. Don't forget, in downtown Las Vegas at 3rd Street, Vegas. Also, don't forget Tech Alley Henderson coming up on the 25th. That's Wednesday. I may not be there. If I am, I hope I see you there. And if I'm not there, I hope you're there. So it's been great. Thank you for joining us today. Go out there, do great things today. Onward and upward.